interesting. Very interesting. So
I didn't think we could do that.
no, well, they're using the artificial intelligence. So guess what, guys? AI is not just to make stupid cat videos. It's actually, when you use it for the right reason, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So they're trying to promote it throughout the world. If you get a chance, just look it up. You know, Dubai, it's a city in that area, and let's learn from them. You know, of course they have bukus of money, right? So they have the luxury of doing that. But for the rest of us, I thought it was interesting. So wanted to touch on that. Also, I'm gonna get on my pet peeve, man. On my soapbox. I've noticed that. So chivalry, being a gentleman, okay. For those of us that are Generation X, I think we still do it. We still open the door for women. We still try to be a gentleman.
Yes.
I am not gonna throw my coat on a fucking puddle and let the lady walk through that bullshit. But I will let them, go first into a building, that kind of stuff. And it works fine. Usually women go first. But let me tell you what, ladies. If you're in a car and I'm crossing the street or I'm crossing across Walmart, fucking stop. You don't get the right of way. Wake up. Fucking pay attention to what you're doing. At that point, you're a driver and the pedestrian has the right of way. Twice this week, I'm trying to cross from the outside Walmart to my car, and here comes some lady thinking that she has I'm gonna go first because I'm a lady. No, fucking wake up. Fucking wake up, and you're a driver, you're not a lady, you're not a man, you're a driver. And the pedestrian, okay, if you don't know what that is, the people with 2 feet walking, that's a pedestrian, they have the right of way. Next time, I'm gonna start breaking windows, man. Or I'm gonna fake an accident so I can get some money.
Yeah, and usually on that, TJ, I'm gonna piggyback on that. A lot of those individuals, I'm gonna say individuals because there's guys.
Yeah.
There's guys. I will bet you they didn't even get the license. They didn't test for the license.
No.
They're not officially licensed because now these days, I'm sorry, they don't get stopped. No one barely gets stopped. Not if you're in an accident, those PDs, they're gonna be there. I'm not harking nothing wrong with PD. Maybe we are lacking in law enforcement. Not sure, but traffic stops. I don't know. Nothing is happening. And as a matter of fact, speaking of that, I'm gonna touch something about the school buses. People still continue not to stop on the school buses. If you're behind it or front of it, nobody's stopping, dude. Nobody's stopping, Bojo. I don't get it. I don't understand. They don't either they don't care completely, period. They don't know what the heck is going on, or what.
I'll tell you what, all those factors, I think it goes back to just simple compliance. These people aren't taught well. They don't know the laws. They don't know what they got to do. And a lot of people don't think, if you stop for, like you said, for a school bus, they're honking at you.
Yeah.
They're honking at you like, no, it's the law. Like, and that's what happens. A lot of people, I don't know how they get their licenses anymore or what they do. But it's, a lot of people don't get,
it does work. It does work.
But I think if people, because it's the same thing on the highway. I'm constantly traveling. And you have some weirdo in the vehicle on the left lane, on the passing lane. And they take that lane like if it's my choice. I want to do the. I'm not being mean to them, but I'm educated. You see somebody flashing the lights, move because you're on the passing lane.
Exactly.
And you're going to cause an accident.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why. Well, I was traveling and I got struck because, the bigger trucks, they can't stop on a dime.
Hell no.
And if they think you're going to move and you make a slight move like you're going to move to the right and then decide to stay on the left, guess what? They're going to kiss you and you're gone and your vehicle's out on off the rails. I just think it's silly, it's dumb, and it's a quick fix. And by the way, and then once they actually move, they give you that look like, "Hey, where are you going?" They give you like you're
doing something wrong.
Yeah, like I'm the one doing something wrong. And that's okay. I tell my wife, I'll take that, but you learn your lesson. Next time somebody flashes the lights, move out of it because you're in the wrong lane. So.
Yep.
So, TJ, here's a question for you.
No, I'm not gay.
I'm not one.
No, I got pictures and video from past years that can say different.
So, in the law enforcement department,
Yeah.
okay, since you're retired or retarded, I should say.
We don't say that word.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's right.
Not like the other word that we can't use.
You can't say homeless. What is it now?
It's unhomed.
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 Unhoused. Unhoused. There we go.
I don't know if you know that, Doc. We're trying to educate you. You cannot say homeless.
I'm not as refined as you guys.
So you gotta say unhoused.
So
It's like this. You can't say midgets. You gotta say little people. You can't say
that's true.
you know the word fag. You gotta say homosexuals. You can't say pedophile. You gotta say Father Henry.
So anyhow,
So anyway,
going back to the
yeah.
going back to the conversation. Yeah, like I'm
Thank you, Doc. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You see.
Get off the tangent.
Yeah, no kidding, man. So what needs to be done? I mean, as the city level, is it
For
the PD level?
No. It's I'm telling you, brother. I've always said it. It's the parents.
Oh,
Only three entities will educate your kids.
Yeah.
Family, the parents, of course. Meaning that. The streets or the police. There's no other option. You can take them to church, send them to church and whatever, but after church, they go back to Mr. Hyde.
We'll see.
Or whatever, the bad side. So it's the family, man. They keep blaming, it's the teachers. They don't give them attention. It's not the teacher's problem to give them attention. They're there to teach them. Oh, it's because at church, it's not the priest. It's not the pastor.
The pastor, yeah.
It's you. It's you, the parent. Own up to it. Stop hiding. Stop shielding. Es que tengo esto, yo no puedo.
Nah.
Well, then they shouldn't have been a parent. I'm sorry to say this.
Yeah.
Kids are they're a blessing. God loans them to us for whatever time we have them. And you gotta, because I'm telling you, one of these days he's gonna ask you, what did you do with those 3 kids that I gave you?
Mm-hmm.
So to answer your question, I know, yes, a lot of it has to do with law enforcement, but what can law enforcement do? Keep stopping your kid 5 times a day for the same error? Or do you train them? Or do you teach them and talk to them and tell them what to do and how to do the right thing? What's the fix?
Yeah.
Well, kids are a blessing, but I was told by my parents that I was special.
No, you weren't planned. That's what they told you.
Yeah, that I was adopted.
That's why you were special.
That I
You
was
weren't planned.
adopted. So
You were adopted twice.
you know what?
Twice.
Fuck you and fuck you, just in case. But anyway.
That's how special you were.
Yeah.
They told you, eres especial
Ay,
porque
sí.
te caíste en un día
¿Tienes
especial.
hambre? Cómete su More Glue. ¿Qué quieres? More Glue.
Bro, te caíste cuando naciste. No lo vas a.
No.
You hit the floor.
No, TJ started walking like
A los 3 months.
a big months porque estaba tan feo que nadie lo quería cargar. Nobody wanted to carry him.
And Bojo was so ugly, he had to sneak up on a glass of water.
Had to what?
Sneak up on a glass of water. ¿Qué haces? ¿Qué haces?
Oh my lord.
But
All right,
it's probably true.
Are we done bullshitting so we can
Yeah.
get to the guest? The doctor here has a lot of shit to do, and
All right, man, let's
this
do
is
it.
not part of his life.
I feel at home right now, man.
So you know what, guys? I asked. So let me tell you, Dr. Gilbert Salinas. He was my professor, my favorite professor ever, my mentor, and when it comes to psychology, and he's done a lot, trained a lot of people. I remember when he was teaching us, he was going on the weekends or whenever to San Antonio to get a doctorate. He was working hard. I know he's also a pastor. I don't talk about that. He's also a power lifter. When I met him, he was all skinny and shit.
Hombre,
Now
I can
he's a
tell.
beast.
Is that part of
No, he's a power lifter, man.
So he can lift you spiritually and physically. I like that, man. I like that. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, so Doc, I really appreciate you being here. It means a lot. It really
My
does.
pleasure, bro.
And basically, like we talked on the phone, hey, we're gonna whatever you want to talk about. My only question to you would be to kind of touch upon the status of the mental approach to servicing people and what you're seeing, what's new out there. The different types of abuses, whether it's the drug abuse or alcohol, whatever. But other than that, please talk a little bit about yourself. I know you're also a veteran, so he was Navy. It's okay.
They're gonna hold that against
I'm gonna hold him against
you.
him.
We're gonna recognize Navy.
Then I get part of this.
At least I wasn't in the Air Force.
You know what? That's true. At least he was not in the Air Force. That's okay for all my Air Force buddies.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Zip up your boots and go to take a nap. But Doc, without any further ado, please tell us about yourself and what you've done.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. It really is a privilege to be here. Well, I was born here in Laredo. I grew up across, actually, in Laredo. My parents were living there, so I grew up over there. Went to school over there until the age of 15. Then in 1987, we moved down to here to Laredo, Texas. So I went to United High School, graduated class of 91. Then after that, military service, college, I eventually graduated from St. Mary's University with a degree in biology, minors in chemistry and psych. And because I had to fill out the rest of I was living there for one class. I'm like, no, let me just take more stuff. So I ended up taking psychology because it was easy to me. And then eventually I wanted to go to med school, but let's just say I was distracted with extracurricular activities.
Women.
Yeah,
Women.
it was what we call it in studies in anatomy, like practical anatomy, and
Very good.
so so let's just say my GPA was not that stellar to get into medical school. And one time when I took my MCAT, which is a medical college test, which at the time I was still buzzed from not Fiesta, Texas, from
Oyster Bay.
From Oyster Bay. I was still buzzed, when I went to take the MCAT. Stupid thing, I don't recommend anybody does that. But I still did really well, and I remember there was a school here in Texas that told me, "Oh, you did really well on your MCAT for being Mexican." I'm like, "I'm not going to your school, thank you very much."
Wow.
So,
Are you serious?
yeah, I'm serious.
Wow.
And so I said, well, you know what? Let me get a master's on something, anything, to not compete with all these kids with astronomical GPA. So I moved down to Laredo and ended up there at TMU. So at the time, the director of the program was Dr. Madrigal, Dr. Julio Madrigal. He was also a veteran. And I remember he looked at my stuff, looked at my paper, I did the MCAT, okay, veteran, no. Well, you're in. I'm like, okay, cool, So I started the program there at TMU in counseling. It's
But
like,
bring your bell bottoms.
So I started there, and after that, I just really, I was getting a lot of free counseling. At the time, my life kind of turned upside down around that same time when I first started the master's. And had it not been for all the free counseling I was getting as part of the program, I'm like, oh, this crap works. So I actually really liked it, and I ended up staying in the field. So that's then after that, just started climbing, working for SCAN and getting my licenses and getting the practical experience, and eventually just the PhD was the natural
next step.
Next step. Then, like you said, when I first started at TAMU, I was already finishing the last hours of my PhD and working on the dissertation and stuff. And by 2005, that's when I graduated. 20 years ago, man, I graduated from St. Mary's with a PhD, and I've been at TAMU ever since. And now I'm also teaching at Nelson University up in Dallas and Waxahachie in the field of counseling and psychology. So that's then I went into powerlifting, and I had a powerful encounter with Jesus that changed my life. It was before that I was agnostic, borderline atheist, but God has a sense of humor.
Yeah, he does.
So now I'm a pastor here. I've been a pastor for 19 years at the Laredo First Assembly, just down the street from here. The executive pastor of Spanish Ministries, and also I started. Most of my life I did martial arts, so I did karate, and then eventually got into Chinese.
Then marriage.
So I got
Martial arts.
That's where I got my black belt. So I got into Chinese kung fu, but particularly the sanda, which is it's like sanda. Think of Muay Thai, the Thai, just more aggressive. That's basically Sala. So I did that for years, for several years, and became an instructor. I got to actually train in Beijing.
Wow.
And you know, a bunch of 20-year-olds when I was in my 40s, you know, so still able to keep up with them. And then eventually I went into lifting and started growing there, and went into strongman and powerlifting. And
Literally started growing.
yeah, in all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
But that's about it, and that's what I'm still doing. I have my private practice, you know, so I teach at 2 universities. I have my private practice. I have my gym. I preach at the church, and I have ADHD.
Amen.
So
So yeah, I remember when I was going through the program with you,
Mhm.
you were half your size now, and
mhm.
but then now you start getting into the powerlifting and start looking at the picture. I'm like, God darn it, this guy, you got serious with it. You got serious with it. That's badass. That's badass. Not everybody can do that, man. Not everybody can do that. That takes a lot.
Hey,
But,
Doc.
There's
Doc, question for you. I
Yeah.
mean, how much has the mental health practice for you and helping those that are in need, how much has it changed?
It's changed in the way that I think the approaches that I used, and as I've gained more experience, you know, I do things differently than when I first started. When you first graduate out of the program, and get your license, you think you're a super therapist, you know, and then you get humbled really quick. Because I started working with teenage IV drug users, and you thought you're equipped, you know, and then you realize you're so ill-equipped to deal with this kid. So very quickly I had to relearn approaches to psychotherapy, and that was the population I was working with most. You know, I'm a chemical dependency counselor. That was the first license I got. So I was working with a lot of individuals who were addicted to different things. Eventually, as I developed clinically, I started pretty much seeing a wider range of population. So I do quite a bit of individual, but I have very few individuals who struggle with addiction in my practice. Most of them are now dealing with anxiety, depression, trauma. Trauma's become a big thing of what I do. I do a lot of trauma work, and the approaches that I use, you know, and because I'm also a pastor, and I'm dealing a lot of like those big why questions, you know, so I started using a lot of what we call existential humanistic approach, which is a guy by the name of Viktor Frankl wrote this. This guy was a psychiatrist who was a Holocaust survivor. He actually was rounded up in Austria in 1938 and survived Auschwitz. Actually ended up in Auschwitz, and he survived there. And he wrote a book, Man's Search for Meaning. And that book, I literally was one of the first books I read as I started my doctoral program, and it absolutely changed my life. So it talks about finding meaning and finding something that you want to work towards. You know, like if you're going to suffer, you can't change the situation. One of the things he says is one of the last human freedoms that we have is when everything is stripped from you, the last human freedom that you have is the choice to decide how to deal with the situation that you can't change, the way you're going to react to it.
Right.
So I employ a lot of that in my therapy. Eventually started working a lot with Gestalt, which is a different approach to psychotherapy, and which really leaves very little room for patients and clients to kind of hide behind things, because you kind of obliterate any hiding spot.
Right.
And TJ can tell you what I would do with the students. You know, I was teaching them that because I would do live demonstrations there with the students. You know, and it's very effective. And the latest, I guess, tool that I started using, and latest being like starting in the summer of this year, is EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. Those are the ones that I've been using, and it's been proven very effective to treat trauma,
PTSD, yeah.
PTSD, but not just PTSD. Actually, you can use it pretty much for anything.
Okay.
Right.
So clinically proven, very effective.
Yeah.
And just last couple of weeks, I started using also another technique called LENS, which is low energy neurofeedback systems, which basically you hook somebody up to a transponder to a computer, and it picks up the brainwaves. And what it does, it reflects back some of that electromagnetic radiation back to the central nervous system. and the nervous system will start setting itself right, resetting itself.
Oh, wow.
And it's a very low dosage of energy. I mean, your phone is a couple of orders of magnitude higher than what
that,
you would
yeah.
get from that. But it's really interesting. So that's what's changed as far as my approach is, but as far as the populations that I'm serving. So hopefully that helps.
So it's funny, Doc, listening to you talk about Victor Franco and Gestalt. It's like I'm back in class, but it's weird. Listening to
But
talk.
this time you can't fail.
Yeah, this time. Yeah, and I remember.
Glad you still remember.
Yeah, so I remember he used to make fun of me because. So we used to do recordings of our sessions. Like he used to make fun of me because it took me a while to switch off the cop thing and go into listening instead of talking, instead of trying to get the answer from them.
Forcing the answer.
So every time I would come by, he's like, "Okay, you're not a cop." You know, I had the light on the guy's face, and I had a phone book where to smack someone and get the.
But you're not a cop.
But no, it took me. You know what? And I learned to not think as a cop. We're not here to find the blame or get some kind of confession out of anybody. But yeah, that was my biggest challenge in the course, to get rid of that approach. As a pastor, talk to us about that. One time, Doc invited me to the church, and let me tell you, I'm Catholic. I grew up Catholic, but that one time that I went, I will say that the community there is very, very welcoming. I mean, I felt like I had been there forever. Like everybody knew. Norm just died,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you did.
So Norm from Cheers. I mean, what's his name? Real name?
I forgot, George.
Winston something. Anyway, so I felt like that when I walked in there.
You always do.
I walked in there. I'm like, and Doc just said, "Hey, this is TJ," and he walked away, and I'm like, "Shit, I'm alone." Like, nope, no people
You
are like,
did the right
"Come on
thing.
in." Yeah, it was awesome.
You did the right
It was awesome. So I will say that about.
Because you didn't make it about you going to go see him.
No.
Meeting him at church.
Yeah,
It was
no.
about you going to see God.
It was a community.
I was Catholic also, you know that more. That's a matter of fact, I don't know. No different story, but that's how TJ and I met when we were little kids.
We hated each other.
We hated each
We
other.
still do.
I was an altar boy, he was a rondalla boy, and wanted to bust that guitar.
I wanted to break.
I wanted to
that
throw the
guitar.
bells at him.
Just look at that face. You just.
You gotta love it. Yeah. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. But anyway, so I too, when I first went to my first Christian church,
Yeah.
I felt like I was at home. I got mad at myself when I walked out. Why do I feel so comfortable?
Yeah, it was
Why
weird.
do I know all the hymns? Why do I know? Because my grandmother was Christian, and she would lend out properties and for revival tents and all this kind of good stuff. And I would go with her. So anyway, and so the prophecy comes back to it. And,
Absolutely.
but that's good. TJ, you have that in common.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not religious at all. I don't really subscribe to a church. I'm very spiritual. Of course, I believe in a higher power, but that's not it. But anyway, Doc, what's your experience as a pastor now? I know you've been doing it for a while, correct? Again, any changes? Anything you want to touch up on your experiences?
Well, changes as far as I'm seeing a shift, at least in our church. I mean, I'm seeing a shift. But let me talk about the church, and then let me talk about general temperature, I guess, in the nation. In the church, what I've seen is it's a population shift from being a more traditional, you wear a tie and a suit type of thing,
Yeah.
to a far more leisurely, relaxed, laid back thing. I mean, we have
Untucked shirt with the coat.
yeah, exactly.
That's
Or just even a button-up shirt with jeans, and tennis shoes. That's it's shifted, and we're seeing that we now have a younger group of population. I'm getting old, so like the people that came in, now we're beginning to see a much younger. We see a lot of millennials and Gen Zers that are coming there. So there's several Gen Xers there, a few boomers, but we see that this generational shift, right? So we have to change with that. I believe that the message does not change. It's sacred. The message of the word does not change. You don't mess with that.
Oh yeah.
The method does. The way you deliver it has to change. So what do? we have a Starbucks in the church.
That is true.
You know, we have Starbucks. Some people still complain about people are drinking coffee in the church and people are eating and I get distracted. I'm like, well, if you look at the Bible, people ate at the church.
Yeah.
You know, they shared food there.
Absolutely.
That was part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, but some people get so hung up on traditions and things like that are more like man-made than anything else. But we've seen the change has become a lot more relaxed. And again, the message has not changed. The biblical accuracy in what we teach has not changed at all. But the delivery, the environment has shifted in that sense. Now, that for a while there was this falling away of a lot of biblical values in the previous years, especially where there was a lot of prevalence of wokeism and a lot of left-leaning ideas that were very antagonistic to the biblical message, where a lot of people would be offended and they would cancel and things like that. Which is interesting because one of the things that we see from the young people, is that they rebel, right? They rebel against social norms, to assert their independence. And what we're seeing with the Gen Zers, they're coming back to church.
Yeah.
There's this kind of fire for God amongst them, which is really, really interesting to see, and particularly with young men, which is something we had not seen. There's that.
Yeah.
I think that pendulum that swung all the way is now coming back the other way. So it's actually really interesting to see that.
I have it's a comment, or maybe for both of you, you can probably split it up here. So you believe it's now how times are a little bit more difficult, a little bit more, I'm not saying scary, but I kind of believe that a lot of things are happening because the near or the whatever is coming.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And then with a new pope now.
Yes. Well, interestingly enough, I was very relieved that the new pope is a lot more conservative than Francis. So Leo, the 14th is a lot more conservative. He's still very liberal when it comes to some of the social policy, but when it comes to, let's say, sexuality or sexual orientation, he's a lot more conservative when it comes to that, marriage and things like that.
Right.
And so I thought it was interesting to see. I was not expecting an American pope. I remember I was actually working on some reports. I was grading some finals, that day, and I saw white smoke. Oh, I wonder who this is going to be. So sure enough, we have an American pope. I'm like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
So I think there is a social shift. I'm assuming that you were addressing that what's coming is maybe the end times or things like that. Paul wrote to Timothy, who was his protege, who was he was in his early 20s, and he was now the pastor of this booming church in Ephesus, right? So he's writing in the letters of 1st and 2nd Timothy. 2nd Timothy, which is the last letter he wrote, 2 weeks before he was executed, he actually tells him, hey, in the last days, people are going to shut their eyes, they're going to shun the truth. They're going to surround themselves with people that are going to tell them what their itching ears want to hear.
Yeah, they're nice.
Right.
Exactly. And they're not going to be. They're going to be so far away from the truth that when everybody says the truth, they're gonna recoil from it. So I'm paraphrasing at this point, but that's basically what it's saying, and that's exactly what we have been seeing.
And I think we pretty much started living or went. So I think we already went around all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why now, like you said, the pendulum's swinging back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm even starting to see some of the younger kids come in with a tie.
Mm-hmm.
They're wearing a little tie. It's funny, the newer one, the thinner ones, or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of like the old guard coming back.
Yeah.
They want to mimic what we did,
Back
10
in the day.
years,
Back in the day.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
And once all this wokeness got done and all this stuff, and during that time there was a wokeness, and then there was that little preaching of the word in a softer, sweeter.
Yeah.
It's all success. No. The word is not like that.
No.
The word is a word and should never be screwed
Exactly.
up. If the word hits you, that means its effectiveness is getting through. I mean, there was time when I first would start going to church, I was like,
Yeah.
and the pastor would say something, and I thought it was directed. How does this guy know I did that?
Yeah.
So that was the word. That was the word getting to me. That's how it starts.
That's what I tell my congregation. The word of God is to comfort the afflicted,
Yeah.
but it's also there to afflict the comfortable.
It's correct. That's correct. That is correct.
Yep, that's
That
a
is
good way to
correct.
put it. So, and you know what I think so, you know, being military, we grew up and we are used to uniformity and dress for the occasion and show respect. And the truth is that the new generations, those are not their values.
No.
And if you want them to come to a church, to a whatever, you gotta have sometimes, you know, be a little more lenient with some of these things. Because if you say you're not gonna walk in here without a suit and a tie,
Yeah.
you're gonna have an
Yeah.
empty
Exactly.
seat.
With these kids, you got to kind of make it a trend.
Yeah.
If you don't make it a trend, it's like, it's going to take them a little while before they jump on.
And after a while, you know, who cares, man? The important thing is that they're there.
Yeah.
You know, tampoco you don't want them, you know, in shorts and not tirado. Tampoco, it's got to be a limit.
No, yeah.
But if they, the thing is to get them there to experience the week's teachings and whatever. That's what's important.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. All right, let's jump into the power stuff. Powerlifting. Well, what the hell happened there?
Yeah.
You didn't.
Well, this is interesting.
A lot of anger.
Yes. Well, to be honest, this is where I release my aggression because
I know. That's-
I'm a pretty naturally aggressive guy, you know, and as a pastor, I have to be nice to everybody. As a professor, not necessarily, but as a therapist, I also have to be nice. So I have to release some of that frustration and my ADHD. So I have to like have those pressure valves.
That
right?
out.
So first it was martial arts, and I started climbing to that, and got to the point where like I became an instructor. I was teaching. I was doing all the stuff. I had fighters, but my kids were really young at the time. They were also going, but my wife, you know, started having some issues with the sense like you're never home. You know, you're not home. You're always training. You're at work. You're this. You're that. You're not involved with the kiddos. And I'm like, well, you know, you're absolutely right. I need to change something. So I basically said, okay, well, I'm going to walk away from this. I'm going to retire, if you will, from martial arts. And I said, well, let me find something to do that I can do easily and it's not going to take time. Well, I work at TAMIU. They have a great rec sport. They have an awesome gym there. I can go and lift. I always like lifting weights. So I went and started lifting weights. And of course, I have lifted on and off for 30 years, but I never really learned proper technique and stuff like that.
Training.
Exactly. So when I was training there, I met a real good buddy of mine, Gabe Rodriguez, and he was the strength and conditioning the director of that there. So he's like, basically, like, tell me your technique sucks, and let me help you. So he started teaching me proper technique, and he introduced me to strongman, actually, which was the first sport that I attempted, you know, in the strength division. So I had been lifting already for about 3 years. And I said, well, let me tackle my first strongman competition. I always wanted to do it. I found out about it, like, it's so awesome, right? So strongman is, you lift stones, cars, sandbags, all kinds of implements. And it's not basically based on technique or how pretty it looks. It's can you move the damn weight or not? You know? So that's basically that's what it is. So I became really intrigued by that. So I signed up for my first competition ever. It was in Corpus, and I came into a very close second place. There was 30 some of us in my division, the novice division, and I came to second place. It was just great, right? So then I said, let me go to another competition. I went to another competition in Austin. Unbeknownst to me, I was hiding for one of the more serious competitions here in Texas. And this is like right at 2020, right before the pandemic. And I went in there and I said, well, I'm going to sign up for the Masters since I already did novice. Now I'm not going to compete with novice. I'm going to go with Masters, which is what they call viejitos, right? They call it Masters.
Yeah, that word,
Masters?
Yeah. So,
Muy
so
levantar esto depends.
yeah, so they put us in there.
Yes, master.
And I had my butt handed to me. You know, I literally walked away feeling like a little girl. You know, like, oh crap, okay, I need to. This is real lifting. These are real
Yeah,
strong
they're
men.
big guys.
Yeah, some of these guys were like literally 6'6" and 400 pounds. You know, like their backs were this big.
They're huge.
And I'm like, okay, all right, now I know what I'm up against. So I started doing more and more of that. I've competed at nationals 3 times already. 2 years ago was number 7 in the nation. Last year would have been different, but last year I was recovering from surgery, so I couldn't go. This year, I'm actually in August the 16th. I'm going to be competing in Ireland, in Dublin, at the
Nice.
world
Nice.
at the world final. In it's called Static Monsters. So I'm going to be doing that. It's basically log,
Yeah.
the deadlift, the axle deadlift. So
Is that going to be
The
televised?
Raw.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
they
it's
are.
going to be. It's
They
probably going to be
those are
streamed.
televised.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'm going to be over there in Ireland, and so it's my first internationals overseas competition. You know, what I'm saying? It's a grand. So I'm praying to God, and I'm beginning to prepare to podium. You know, there.
Yes.
That would be a heck of an
Yeah.
accomplishment. As I was doing strongman, my coach, that competition that I went, that I got my butt handed to me, I had never done a lot of one of the things that didn't work for me is that I was not experienced with the equipment, because the equipment for strongman is very specialized. Stones and yokes and things like that. I didn't have any of that. They didn't have anything like that.
Couldn't train.
You know, so I never trained with it.
Yeah,
So that was my
perhaps.
first time using it. So one of the guys that was coaching, he says, anybody has questions? I'm like, bro, I do. So like, you've never done this before. No, and he's thinking like, either this guy's an idiot or he has huge balls. So what's the story with this guy, right? So he said, well, luckily it wasn't that you were an idiot. So basically what happened out of that, apparently I left an impression in this guy. I scored, I came in 4th in that competition, I believe. But he offered me a place in the team, in his team, you know.
Oh,
So
wow.
he started training me in that. So I started doing more competitions and started getting better and better and better, and to the point that now it's like I'm now competing in world class stages. But in the process, he told me, dude, you're very strong. You're very, very strong. You have, but you're fat and you're slow. So you need to lose weight. And you need to get more mobility so that you can do better in strongman still. And this is about 4 years ago. And he goes, but you would kill it in powerlifting. I was powerlifting. I'm like, yeah, man, I think you would absolutely kill it there. And I'm like, okay. They're like, hey, we have a powerlifting competition coming up. Do you want to jump in? I'm like, okay. So he started teaching me like the rules, because there's a bunch of rules in powerlifting, right? And I went, okay, I got gold that day. But then the next competition that came in powerlifting, I started setting world records.
Oh,
So
nice.
world record after world record after world record. So and what I'm saying about world record, it's world record in my division at the federation I was competing. So I was setting all the world records in all the federations I was competing. So I have 30, 40 world records, that I've set in different categories and different federations. And right now I'm working towards all-time world records. So I'm working towards that. So I've competed in California, I've competed here, and that's how that's taken off, So I'm going right now. I'm working on getting my squat up to 1,000 pounds. So I'm there. It'll come in within the next couple of months. I'm almost there. So I was able to do it. I was able to squat it to within about 2 inches of parallel, and was able to get it, pretty much. But still not a full squat until I get to parallel, right?
Right.
And I hit parallel with 1,000 pounds a couple of weeks ago, but I lost my tightness at the bottom, so I just basically dumped it. But slowly but surely it's getting there. So that's what I'm working on right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Well,
Congrats, Don.
well, hopefully we'll be able to get him one of our shirts so we can show him off.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
In Dublin. Did you say Dublin, Ireland?
Dublin, Ireland.
Oh,
Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah, look for the look of the Irish, right? That's awesome.
Yes.
That is really cool. Wow, Doc. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going on, and like I said, I really, as far as a mentor and a guide, and what the time I spent with you, it was awesome. I learned a lot, And then, you know, every experience you should have, you should come out, you know, learning something different. And then that's, I learned a lot of stuff. Like I said, my mindset was always just law enforcement until I started understanding that there's other things to do in life than just law enforcement. How we doing with the views? Yeah. You know what? I think a lot of people are confused.
Well, yeah, there's still a bit of confusion, but ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know that we are live on the Big River Talks podcast YouTube channel. So that's the only channel right now so far that's active. Yes, you might be seeing it on Tejada Express Radio, but we're just using that to switch over to the Big River Talks podcast channel. So hopefully by August, ladies and gentlemen, the Facebook Live page will be active because there is a credential, there is a way to get that going on. So we got to do our time, as we say. And by August 7th or the 8th, starting August the 8th, then we can go ahead and go live as well on Facebook. So we apologize right now for that. But right now, send your questions, concerns, anything on YouTube channel, go to Big River Talks Podcast on YouTube.
All right. So, Doc, again, thank you for your time. I know that you're a super busy guy.
Appreciate it.
And I really, I asked you once and you're like, yep, let's do it. So I know you have your own practice. And Laredo needs to know that you're available. You're here in Laredo, and it's you know, the specialist when it comes to mental health. A lot of people need a lot of help, man. Let me tell you, a lot of people walking around with problems that they don't know they have, and you know, sometimes it's good to talk to somebody. You know, I know I've confided in you a couple of things, and let me tell you, being on both sides of that table, yeah, you're right. If you have the right person talking to you, it works. It really does. You just gotta trust in the process, and then things take time to get fixed. You know, something that's in you know, your life, or you want to do something stupid. You know, talk to somebody. Doesn't matter who.
Absolutely.
Talk to somebody, because there's a lot of help out there. It really is. Doc, anything else you want to say before
he leaves, is there a number for your office or something, Doc?
Yes, I'm at 956-282-1163, and my private practice is called the Mars Hill Institute, PLLC. And you can find it, and you can find me in Instagram. It's on there, Mars Hill Institute, PLLC. And also, you know, there's the number, and if you need to write to me, it's Dr. Salinas, like Dr. Salinas, at Mars Hill, MARSHILLCOU, that counts me, so COU.com.
And then we'll get that information as well, and we'll put it out, even though it's not going to be active right now. I mean, live, but we'll go ahead and appreciate that. Also, Lisa Peterson says hi, hello.
Oh, Stan.
Yeah, she's watching. Thank you so much,
where's she
Lisa.
at now? I know she's
Lisa, let us know where you're at, where you're watching from.
I know. You know what? She's in Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah, she moved over to Arkansas. She's over there going to visit the Bill Clinton backyards, I guess.
Anyhow,
sexual content.
So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, please don't hesitate. Send questions, comments, concerns, whatever it is, and we appreciate everything. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, and click on that bell for notifications whenever we go on.
Hey Doc, so think of this, because you dabble in the word training, fitness, your signature, your email. There's no better workout than lifting someone who's down.
Come on, I love that.
Take that.
Bojo is full of shit, but he comes up with these ideas.
That is stuff,
Like,
man.
yeah, no, he really does. A lot of stuff that we've been doing here in this podcast, he's come up with, starting with the name, River Talks and all that stuff. Like I said, he's got all the ideas. He won't do anything with them. He'll let us action them, but at least he'll come up with them. So we appreciate that.
And he came out with a Rancho Grande also, so I don't know where that came from. But,
I don't know.
Yeah,
All right.
I like that. I have that one also, or be the mentor you always wish you had.
Exactly.
That's another
yes.
one.
That's that.
I learned that through life.
Doc, we appreciate
Thank
you
you,
very
guys.
much. Thank you
Thank
for
you for
being
having
here
me.
with us, taking a little bit of time off your
Before you leave, there's a board over there, right there. If you could just
You have to
sign
go
it.
through it.
Yeah, you got. Can you throw it this way? If you could just sign it, it's right. You'll see it right there.
Okay.
As a guest, and then
I'll show them when we transition.
okay. All right. So, Doc, thank you so much for your time. And we'll talk. I gotta talk to you about some other stuff later on. But all right, you got it on me, right? So, all right. So while we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about real quick about the sponsors. We got Eric Wick's Pizza. In fact, Eric Wickstrom is here today. He brought some pizza, and we're gonna talk about his story. You know how his parents started the pizzeria and then how he's evolved it into what it's become now. So thank you, Eric. He's one of our sponsors. Of course, we have Whispers Bar and Grill, bar and it's not Bar and Grill. It's Bar and Lounge.
Bar and Lounge.
You know why? Because I'm hungry.
All right.
So again, we call it the best little bar in Laredo, in Texas. Let me tell you, Mike and Roman and the staff, they don't put up with stuff. I've seen them where guys want to get out of hand and they immediately take care of it. Nope, take it outside. It's a safe environment for you and your loved ones. Just to have a nice drink and chill, man. Play pool, listen to good music. So if you're looking for a place to stay, to visit, Whispers Bar and Grill is the main one. What the hell was that? I just pissed myself. At least it was like there were 2 little drops and they were not happy drops. Well, after 5 kids, whatever. So also. That's what happens with that freaking dog that sleeps all day. We're gonna talk about Junior in a little bit, Derek. That dog will sleep 27 hours a day. Yeah, we have 27 hours a day. Anyway, so Classic Cats, guys, it's a new band out there. A bunch of old farts playing a bunch of oldies. Also one of the sponsors of Mariachi Mix, Outfitters and More, Worldwide Protection Services, and of course the Mariachi Mezcal de Tejas. I always say we're the second best mariachi in Laredo because everybody else says they're the number 1, so we're gonna be number 2. So, but anyway, okay, those are our sponsors for right now. Going back to Whispers, they do have a lot of special guests throughout the week, from first responders to. I know on Tuesday they do. They'll do some kind of cookout,
They have a little. They have street tacos and such.
hot
Mike
dogs,
and
that kind of
the
stuff.
crew do that for the customers that go in regular. Also, before I forget, they do have upcoming events. Believe it or not, June 7th, I believe, which is a Friday or Saturday. I think it's a Saturday. David Mares will be in town. David Mares at Whispers Bar and Lounge.
David Mares is still playing?
Yep, believe it or not. He
Wow.
just came up with another new song and working on an LP.
Right.
Also, this Friday, I believe it is, Conjunto Dreams will be performing.
That's
tonight.
right, Dreams.
Yeah, Conjunto Dreams will be performing.
Mojo 2.
Mojo 2 will be
Mojo
there.
Yeah, the best conjunto in town.
Hey.
Mojo 2 will be playing. So, all right. So let's see. We got a local. This is very interesting, I think, coming up as a guest. No, behind you. No,
The other guy.
no, not the other guy. Nice. Come on over. Come on over. So we have a guest that I thought was very interesting, and I really wanted to put her on because she's one of those that it's like Batman. She's something by day and then something by night, which is badass. That is cool. Yeah, it's like Wonder something. But so I'll let her explain what she does during the day, and then what she does. Her real passion. I know her passion is what she does, but trying to break into the music scene in any genre is tough. It's tough. We all think we're singers, right? But to get through and put out music and put yourself out there, because look, every time we sing, every time we perform, we have 1,000 critics out there, and they talk a lot of crap and whatever. But if you're not actually doing it, then shut up and enjoy the show. And you can hear we put a little bit of some of her music out there. But I really appreciate you taking the time, Marita, to come by. I hadn't had a chance to meet you. But thank you for taking the time to come to this little podcast But we'll give it 20 seconds to listen to this.
Que dicen estar encantado.
All right, Maritza, without further ado, please introduce yourself, let us know who you are, and take it away.
Claro que sí, muchísimas gracias por haberme invitado aquí al Big River Talks. Thank you so much, especialmente aquí en my hometown de Laredo, Texas. Gracias por invitarme. Yo soy Maritza Gómez, soy de Laredo, I'm a singer-songwriter. Y ahorita tengo mi new single que se llama Valientes. Y ahorita lo vamos a tocar un ratito más. But again, thank you so much for having me and for inviting me here today.
Nice. So, tell us what you do by day. How do you hide from the Tejano singer persona?
Maybe she doesn't want to.
Ah, she's gonna say it. She's already here. It's over.
Yeah.
By day, actually,
I'm a
throughout the whole
mercenary.
school year, throughout the year, I am an educator.
There you go. There you go.
I'm an educator, and you know my songs play throughout the day as well. When I'm working, they're playing them.
Those kids are gonna hear them no matter what.
Yes.
That's good. So yeah, I'm not gonna ask you where you work or anything like that.
No, pues might as well.
No,
You
no,
wanna-
because we don't want to
No, no,
we don't want to get in trouble.
Ah, pues muy chonito, ahora sí,
No,
nada.
al rato la corren y qué chingados vamos a hacer.
Este vato.
No.
Ahora aquí va a estar ahí, hey, I need a job. ¿Qué vas a hacer?
Ve la que tenemos que batallar cada jueves aquí.
So if you don't know a little bit about us, Marisa, we're combat veterans and we know each other for a very long time. So our approach and our sense of humor is a little different. But anyway, so we talked about what you do during the day. But okay, so talk to me about your passion. What made you decide to put yourself out there, to write the songs, to try to share it with the world?
Well, you know, when I was growing up, my parents were divorced when I was 5. So my mom relocated everyone from Laredo, the family, to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area. And interesting enough, I would write songs without even knowing was writing. So when I would like a song that was playing on the radio or that I would just listen to, I would listen to the rhythm, to the beat, but I would put my own words
Okay.
instead of the lyrics that were already in there. So that is how I started writing songs, and I not to brag or anything, but I would always make an A in my English class, in my writing papers. And I always enjoyed writing from a very young age. Fast forward to 2020, as we all know that year, it was the pandemic. I would long to get everyone again in the backyard the way we would always do as family members. And we lost a very good friend of ours to the family. And so while I was longing and reminiscing about the times that we were together, I just started writing my first song, and that was a mariachi genre called Grita Conmigo. And in writing it, I kid you not, as soon as I wrote it and I came back, instead of reading it, I was singing it. I already knew the rhythm, I already knew the genre, and so that's how everything just started for me. And then from then on, I just took off writing songs, recording songs. Ruben Vargas is the one that does my arrangements, and Rene Gasca. So you know Rene Gasca is or was on Selena's music projects.
Right.
He was the engineer behind a lot of my music projects as well. And then now, you know, with this new song Valientes, it opened a new door for me. Again, when I write songs, I write for my people, for mi gente, mi cultura. And this song, I wanted to tell the story of our people through the genre of norteño. And with that new genre, it has opened me a new door several tours in California, and then just recently a nomination with the Guadalupe Conjunto Awards.
Right.
Right, congratulations.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
What made you write Valientes? So what was it about Valientes? What does it mean?
It was about me.
Ah. Oh, I was.
No, it's called Valiente.
No,
Right.
caliente.
Caliente.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I was already working on a project, on another music project, again with Ruben Vargas, and then
I love Ruben.
yes, saludos a Ruben.
Saludos.
Y a René Gasca, Abel también. And so we were working on that. I had written a new song, and that's the song that we were gonna start working on. And then one morning I wake up and I'm drinking my coffee, watching TV, and to my surprise I see everything that was happening to our Latino communities in the whole United States. So that it was unbelievable. Then I saw more of it on social media. So I just turned everything off, the TV off, and my phone off, and I just told my family, Mom needs a little break. I'm going into the living room. I closed all the doors, the windows, and I already had all my writing utensils. So I started writing the song. I didn't have the title yet. I started writing it, and immediately after, I picked up the phone and I contacted, of course, my music production, Ruben, and I told him I wrote a song and it tells our story. And he says, "What story?"
Well, what did we do this time? Or what?
Yes.
Hey, Southman, do we have a little bit of that? Can we play a little snippet?
Yeah.
You don't mind? Like?
No,
No, go ahead.
don't mind.
Just want to savor it a little bit more.
Bailamos.
No, porque no es.
Vengo de tierras lejanas, trabajo de noche y día, dejo a mis hijos, señores, en la escuela y en la casa, para que sueñen muy despiertos, me une a ayudar al paisano.
Very good. I like that. There's no
Yeah,
there's
that's
no fixing
awesome.
that.
Awesome.
Everything you said there, it's daily, every day.
Yes,
good.
that's what
I like
we do.
that.
Mhm.
Congratulations. I like that.
Yes, and when I contacted Ruben and I told him, okay, so, because he said, what story? So I started singing it already in the norteño genre. I said, and this is what I want to try. I had never recorded norteño, was my first try, my first time. But again, you feel it, and it doesn't matter what genre as a singer-songwriter,
true.
we shouldn't
It's the
limit
message.
ourselves.
That's true.
So
true.
I'm being that we live here in La Frontera, so I said this is the genre I want to record it in, and we released it, and we already have also the music video out that I had to record it right here by the riverbanks.
Yeah, it was nice. Got
In
to
mi
see
casa.
that. Yeah, it's very,
Yeah,
very nice.
I've seen that. In fact, that reminds me of. So a lot of people ask how come I became a cop and not a border patrol,
Oh.
because I was afraid of stopping my grandma.
Uh,
What am I gonna do?
She still wanted, you know that.
I know, yeah. Well, she passed away. So
My old board tag team. My old board tag team still looking for her.
But so look, I love the fact that you are memorializing and bringing to light
Yeah.
who we are, and that's great. Because you don't want to lose. I mean, as the generations develop, you start losing a lot of that culture, and it's reinventing itself, and it's okay. But sometimes to know where we're going, you got to remember where you've been. And if you totally blow that off, you can't blow it off. You're not supposed to. Like right now, most of the kids now, they don't even know Spanish.
Yeah.
Not really. They know
Facts.
the real bullshit Tex-Mex crap, but that's not Spanish.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to write.
They can't even do that. They don't do the Spanglish either.
They don't, not anymore. We used to do Spanglish.
It's just
back
bad
in the
English.
day. Yeah, now it's just like, wow. So again, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know. The thing is to make progress, right? Our community needs to. So other cultures will complain all the time, and we don't have our own, TV channel. We don't do that. We don't try to copy other cultures' movies. We don't do that. we're just hard workers, and we're just trying to get through life. Bring our families. The goal is to make the next generation better than yours. That's the goal.
Yes, and when you listen to my song, as an educator, I wanted to do a historical narrative. So that's what this song
Yeah, I
is.
think it captures it.
It does, and that
Just from
was
what I
the
heard.
main focus. That was the main focus of this particular song. But in general, at one point, I wanted to write a book, but I decided to write short stories within my song. So every song tells a story, and just like all songwriters, we're the only ones that know the actual purpose of writing it, and then you interpret
Well,
it.
it's like the Bible. If you and I read the same verse, we're gonna see it differently.
Yes.
So
Interpret
when you
it.
write it, I'm gonna hear it. I might hear it slightly different. I should get the main message.
The
but-
gist.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but there's gonna be things that you probably meant the other way, and I got it this way because I'm basing
It's
it
true.
I'm basing it on my own personal experience and my education and my whatever. So that's what makes it interesting because, like a lot of the '80s songs, you try to figure out,
Like, I
what
can't
they-
believe they meant that.
Yeah.
Now you listen to it. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh wow. Why
It's like
not?
Freddie Goes to Hollywood. Relax, don't do it. You know what it's about?
No, what?
No, I'm serious. You know what it's about? You know what it's about?
Yeah.
No.
You know, anybody know?
Anybody know?
You're not gonna believe
I don't care.
it.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Relax, don't do it. It's about masturbation, and that's what they wrote about. But you're not thinking that way. 'Cause-
About white lines.
Yeah.
Remember white lines?
White lines.
What do you think they're talking
I
about?
have no idea.
White lines.
Oh, white lines. That they've been like lines.
White
Marita, wait a minute. Where'd you go to high school? We ask everybody. Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school here in Laredo.
Oh, where?
Where?
I'm a 1989
What school?
graduate
Of?
the Green and Gold.
Come on.
So
Of course, that's
funny.
like Rocky.
That's crazy. I'm silver class also.
Yeah, actually, 89.
Nixon.
Yeah.
From Nixon?
Yeah, I'm 88 from Nixon, he's 89 from Nixon. So we missed each other.
Yes.
Yeah, she went to Holding Institute.
The little bus with the whatever. But you know what, Marita? Regardless of what anything else, kudos to you
Thank
because you had something in you, and a lot of people we have it in us, but we never bring it out,
Yes.
and you did. I didn't know like this either. Like I'm soy locutor por accidente. Doing this, I never thought I'd do. My brother's a musician, and they've been around all this and traveling or doing all this kind of stuff. I never thought I'd do, but it comes natural to me, and I like it.
I invited him one time, I can't get rid of him.
Big mistake. Now I can't leave.
I let him into the door and I looked like a cat.
But what I'm saying is that's you're a role model. You're an example for your students, for your family members, everybody who's around you. That if you feel something, follow it, chase it, develop it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? That's up to you.
Yes.
We are our only fault. We're the only ones, and we're racist with ourselves sometimes. I no voy al gym porque estoy bien gordo. Well, that's why you need to go to the gym. But we're so racist against ourselves sometimes that things happen. But in your case, you said, I don't care. Not that anybody ever stopped you from what you're telling us, but you could have easily just kept writing and solicit and offer the songs to other singers or whatever. But you acted on it.
Yes.
So
if
it
you
takes-
feel it, write it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes
Feel
a
it, do it.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot because look, you're exposing your thoughts and your feelings to the world, and again, criticism, envy, whatever. It's always negativity. Doesn't matter. You might think you have a great project, and somebody, especially if we do it to ourselves.
Yeah.
That's one thing
We're our
that
worst.
my people, we need to stop that. We need to stop attacking each other. There's a bunch of other races to attack. Don't attack our own. But when somebody has the guts to pour your heart out into a song or a poem, whatever, you got to support it. You may not be. I'm not saying you have to agree with it because we don't have to agree with everything. But at least be, like this podcast. When we started, we told everybody, look, this is not to complain. This is not to criticize. It's about showcasing people like you and honoring you while you're alive.
And develop.
Yeah, because when you die, you're gonna have so many friends. Oh, que Maritza, she was so great. Oh, she sang so nice. Who gives a shit? You're dead. Don't tell me that then. Tell me this now.
And then at night, pero le olían las patas.
Sí, pero sí, olía de gacho. Olía patsuco, pero that's okay. And she went to Nixon. Whatever.
I know.
89.
Salió de la
She
Nixon.
could have stayed in 88, but no, she went 89.
Salió de la Nixon.
And as a matter of fact, speaking of
But
that,
you
we
just
already
have
got
to
some haters.
pursue your dreams, you
Yeah.
know, whatever. It doesn't matter, you know. There's always going to be turbulence in your life, but you just have to stay focused and overcome it, and do what you want to do. Exceed your goals. Don't
Yeah.
limit yourself. You know, I strongly believe that your life experiences prepare you for any situation later in life, or who you may become one day. I was very blessed to have, and you might remember this since you're also Nixon alumni, one of the greatest band directors, Mr.
Yes.
Carlos Luna.
Oh, yeah.
I learned so much from him.
So you were in the band?
Yes. I was in the
Oh,
band.
you go.
God.
That we will hold it.
Yeah, we're gonna hold that again.
That we will
And he,
What time of
That's
band you
amazing.
So
And
you did
thanks
4
to
years?
him.
4 years of band.
Thanks to him.
So you can read notes,
Yes,
right?
Awesome.
So let me tell you.
Here's a question. Here's a $20 million.
Yeah, here we go. So, do you think the better musicians are the ones that read notes or the ones that do it by ear? Because look, you have like Ruben. Ruben Vargas is a genius.
Oh, he's a genius.
Yeah.
He plays every single
He's
instrument that you
probably
can
the
think of.
youngest man I know, but he's a genius when it comes to music. In fact, the song that I have out, he played all the instruments. I have the house song out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you ask him to play,
Any genre, any
he does.
instrument he does.
Have you ever heard him do air triangle? It's awesome.
Yes.
But so he does both. I mean, any song even if he's never heard it, because he knows the music so well and the theory behind it, he can do it. So in the group, I have a mariachi group and I have those are my drums behind you.
Mhm.
My point is, I cannot read music. Let me tell you my experience with Mr. Luna. Let me tell you my experience. No, actually,
So you were in the band as well?
no. Hold on. In Lamar, I showed up and I signed up for band. I get there.
With Miss Moreno.
I don't know who was there. It was a guy. It was some guys. I'm talking about, let's see, I went 84, 82.
Ooh.
81, 82.
There was high school back?
No, shut up.
Middle school?
No, middle school. Middle school. Shut up.
And you didn't know how to read.
No. So I get there. I get to my first day of band, and I had signed up for I wanted to play tritoms. That's what I want.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, where's my drums? So they give me a trumpet. I'm like, what's this? Are you gonna give me another one so I can hit the drums? I mean, no, we don't have any more tritoms. This is what you're gonna get. I'm like, me and my big mouth and my attitude. I'm like, see you guys. So I literally walked out and went to the conference and said, give me out of band. So that prevented me from being in band. That one act.
Thank God.
And it's a good thing because my thing was RTC, our thing was RTC, and we were very successful in it. So again, we all have a destiny, we all have a life, we all have a lane to follow. So I guess, and all my friends on mariachi, whatever, now even you all read music. I might as well put Chinese in front of me because I can't read it.
Well, I think everyone starts by listening. I don't think everyone starts knowing already how to read music. You learn it unless you're already born with that.
I don't want to sound cliche, but you gotta feel it. You gotta
Yes.
feel the music.
Well,
That's how I started. I played by ear. They would play it for me, and then I would.
you get it, yeah. But so I'm sure it helped you to a different level, understanding it. I'm just saying that to me it's like I don't know. I'm maybe because I'm lazy. I don't know. I mean, I don't
Or
know.
did it kind of slow you down, or not ruin it, but slow you down a little bit to where I used to do it freely, and now I have this in front of me to follow?
No, because I think that once I started playing by reading it, I really didn't need it because I would just listen
Yeah.
and then just do it.
So then
I mean,
predominantly year by year.
predominantly,
right,
yes.
okay.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. So I know
I
it
never
provides
knew a word.
predominantly.
I believe it.
That's my
Last week was
That's my second master's.
Last week was
that's the only reason. That's the only
reciprocal.
reason I went to school.
Last week was reciprocal.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, reciprocal.
Yeah,
we used
a big word there.
High
So,
vocabulary.
Here's another one: supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Say it.
Regardless.
Say it. Anyway, stay focused. See, stay focused. All right. So I guess because I always ask that question, a lot of people make fun of me because I can't read. Look, I don't care. I don't want to read music. I don't care. Just play it. Just tell me the key. I know the scheme of it. I got it. Whoa. And especially when you're playing a certain genre like mariachi, pretty much everything is the same, except unless you're Mariachi Vargas, that they're a whole different level of music, right? But if
And that's what
you're
it's about. You don't really need to read a note. You can just feel it and hear it and mimic it and play it.
you'll get by. You'll get by the song.
Mm-hmm.
So what's next for Marita? What's in the future? What
South Manhattan, I'm sorry. South Manhattan.
Oh, you were saying that there was a hater?
There was some hatred.
Yeah.
Ya se le olvidó, güey.
Wake him up. Wake him up.
Lorex.
Lisa Patterson.
What is it?
She
Who is
hates Nixon, of course.
Oh, she went to Martin. Okay, this is
that?
Lisa Peterson. You know what? So here's the thing. I'm gonna see if you know the answer. Once a tiger, always
A tiger.
retarded. So that's
No, you know.
She didn't know the answer.
yeah.
Next
No,
guess.
because she's a Mustang.
Next
So
guess.
she doesn't know the answer.
Very good.
So anyway, so what's next for Lisa?
How many tigers? How
What's
many
next?
tigers did we burn in our time?
Martin has a really good band program as well.
Yeah.
They've been doing
See,
really
now
good.
she's thinking.
La banda.
Now she's
They've
being
been
a
doing really
teacher. Now
good.
she's being an educator.
Yes.
No, they
Yes.
just
Now she's being
Also, she's teaching
Yes.
at Martin. That's what that's.
Now we know.
No.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Saludos a Mr. Bobby Castro.
There you go.
Big, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The cat's out of the bag.
They're really good with their music,
Now
with
we
the
know.
Tigers. También in Nixon, Nixon's doing really good with
Always.
Mike. Yeah, Mike right now is the band director there.
Yeah, so I have my daughter's
Mr. Navarro's been there for years.
Oh, yeah, so-
Saludos a Mr.
So
Navarro, Chris
they
Moore.
caught on the
I
dinosaur.
was supposed to go back to Nixon to be their next ROTC instructor.
Actually, we were supposed to, but now screw that.
Uh-huh.
Better go back to our alma mater.
But
Life said different.
Yeah, but yeah.
so what's next for you, Marisa?
I am working on the song that I put on hold because of Valientes. So we are working on that one, but I can't tell you yet.
Yes.
You're gonna have to invite me back to talk about
Yeah,
it.
of course.
You know what?
That door's wide open.
That's what
Whenever
I
you
want
want
to
to come back.
You need to come back anytime you have updates.
Yeah, you
or
stuff.
Absolutely.
follow up.
Yes, come on over.
Yeah,
Yes.
Come on over.
We'll gladly receive you.
Yeah,
you
so,
can let everybody else know what's going on.
Claro que sí. I'm working on that song. Again, Ruben Vargas is on the music project. I can't tell you this. It is a new genre
Okay.
for me. So
She's doing reggaeton.
I'm loving it.
That's
I'm
all
loving
the cat's
it.
out of the bag.
But it's I sometimes they ask me
She's doing auto tune.
what advice would you give those that are starting? So just if you feel it, do it.
Exactly.
Don't be afraid.
It's like
Exactly.
pooping.
No what
I mean,
ifs.
you just
There
do
should
it,
be there
you
should
know?
be no what ifs in your life.
Yeah.
What? Life's too short, correct? Yes or no?
Well, it just depends on. I mean, I because even when I'm not here, my music's gonna live on. So
Exactly.
in essence, I'm
So
gonna
how do you live
forever.
forever? Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
That's exactly
so-
my point.
And that's all we hope as musicians and as songwriters. So if I can't take it to the next level, I'm hoping my kids can or my great grandkids.
Somebody, yes.
Like like my grandfather, he used to play with una orquesta, and no one had played or wrote any songs, and here I am, many years later, and I'm writing songs, and I write from the heart, from the soul, and again, just for my people.
Yeah.
And last year I was nominated to the Tejano Music Awards as Best Individual
Congratulations.
Artist of the Year, and that was a big surprise for me. In October of 2020, I wrote my first song. 4 years later, I'm walking the red carpet with so
Excellent.
many
That's awesome.
artists.
That's awesome.
It was
It's a
just
big
amazing.
push. Big
Yeah.
push.
And,
Well, that's
and-
awesome.
And from Laredo, and I was just a simple band member at Nixon High School.
How about that?
back in
Playing. What were you playing?
1989
What was
with
it?
Mr. Luna, the greatest band director.
Yeah.
What was your instrument?
Pep Riley's word.
Oh, okay, you're gonna have to guess.
I'm gonna say
Clarinet.
no.
Fruit, flute, and clarinet.
See, told
Okay,
you.
who else?
So
What else?
No, she was.
Oh.
Yeah, so let's see if you get it right.
No, try Tom Sagan.
You know what? What about French horn?
Tuba.
Tuba, yes. I'm a
Tuba,
player.
tuba.
Are you
That's why in
serious?
some of my songs
No
you hear that big
wonder.
bass on it.
No, it's because I remember there was one band member I would throw stuff on the tuba.
Yeah.
It was for not just
No.
at the football games. I
No
know
wonder
it's-
your back's all messed up now.
No.
But that's cool what you're doing, but it's think about it,
Thank
like you
you.
said, your grandkids years from now when you're
Yes.
gone. Let's play Buena's music. They bring up make their own bands. Let's play Buena, what Buena used to sing. It's gonna be you.
Yeah,
That's
or they
all.
can
That's
change
great.
it up a little bit.
You're immortalized now. That's excellent.
Lisa
That's great.
Peterson says congratulations and many blessings to you, Marita.
Saludos, Lisa. Saludos. Thank you so much for tuning in, and keep tuning in to Big River Talks.
Yes, thank you. So, I look, that door is wide open. Marita. Whenever you want to promote something, even if you want to just stop in, even if you're not one of the guests, just come on in. It's an open door. We have people come in with a new message or whatever, bring it over. I mean, that's what this is about. Like I said, to try to maximize and spread the word of who you are and what you've done and what you're doing.
I want to give a big shout out to my husband, who's always with me, my right hand, Kika G. Siempre está conmigo.
There you go.
Siempre
There you go.
estoy,
Good to see
está
you.
conmigo.
And see, so you know how they say behind every great man is a great woman? Well, sometimes it's the other way around, right? Yeah, because it takes a lot for someone to be there, yeah. Because it helps out, right?
Y claro, all my hometown, que siempre ha estado a mi lado, él siempre me ha apoyado. Mr. Southman, Fred Medina, siempre, he's known me since I first started, and how much I've grown thanks to my hometown, and thanks to people like you inviting the artists and helping us grow and get out there. Y toda la gente que está viendo y que está escuchando, sigan apoyando a todos los artistas y especialmente aquí en Laredo a Big River Talks. Keep on tuning in and share.
We really appreciate that.
Because that's DJ Man, because that's what this podcast is all about.
Y acuérdense
Promoting
que somos
Laredo.
valientes.
That's right.
Oh, there you go.
No, that's awesome. And whenever you want to do something with a real mariachi, let me know so that we can get together
Claro que sí.
and write something new. And I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't mind playing the old stuff, but I mean, we need, like you said, it's a different time now.
Sí.
There's different topics, different things to talk about.
Mhm.
So let's do it.
Yes, está aquí un regalito, so ahorita se los doy.
Great.
Hay un pastelito.
Para que lo tengan ahí.
Oh, no.
This is
Oh, look at that. Wow.
the cover of my
That
song,
looks
Valientes. So aquí está, ahorita se los
You know what? If you can autograph it for
us,
us, please, so we can put
claro
it
que
up.
sí.
That's awesome.
Para ustedes, and my publisher, Menantes Publishing out of Cotula, Texas, Laila Lisa y Juan Mendoza.
Yes. Saludos a ellos.
Saludos.
Very good friends of mine. As a matter of
Yes.
fact, Lila Productions, Lila, and Mr. Juan Mendoza también.
Big River.
Allá todos allá, a Cotula, Texas. Maritza, anytime you need, as you always know, the radio station is always there for y'all. Doors open as well, Tejano Express Radio.
Claro que sí. Un saludo también a Roy Arriaga, el Borrado Promotions también. Cinderella Promotions aquí también,
Yes.
que nos ha ayudado
Cinderella.
bastante. Y a George Vences de California, que también está allá apoyando, ayudándonos con todos los new artists and regular big time artists que gracias a ustedes nos están apoyando.
Nice. So, like I said, the door's wide open, mate. So whenever you and you want to come by and talk to us about whatever, just let us know. Right now, we'll give you a contact number.
Claro que
And
sí.
Before
Este se
you,
los dejo.
yes.
Se los dejo ahí también para que.
You know what? We're gonna put it on the
Are
wall.
you gonna have to raffle it? A ver quién se lo va a quedar con él. Pero trae todas mis canciones. Bueno, no todas. Trae El Valiente and some of the Tejano Awards que
That is
estuve ahí.
It's gonna go right
Para
now.
ustedes, so all our graphics se los dejo ahí. And espero verlos pronto con
Yes.
la canción nueva que
Yes,
viene.
yes. Definitely.
Thank you so much for your support and for playing my music. And go Mustang.
Go Mustang. There you go. That's what I want to hear.
Wherever dreaming goes.
That's what I want to hear.
Claro que sí.
That sounds like rock and roll, right? Yep, some kind of 1870s porn. But all right, I appreciate it. Right.
I'll show her.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to sign that, please. Do not leave.
Yes, of course.
In fact, yeah, I wish I could still. We'll get a picture later on with you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk again, guys, about our sponsors again. So one of our biggest sponsors is Wizard Wicks Pizza, and we're that's gonna be our next guest coming up. And you know, he actually brought some of his secret sauce stuff. And brought some pizza, and we're gonna actually enjoy some pizza here.
Appreciate it, Eric.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. You wanna come up here?
Come on down.
Where's your secret sauce?
It's a little pizza.
Because I wanna. While we're talking to you, I wanna eat it.
Oh, you want some? Okay.
Yes, because that way the people can see how much we're enjoying it. Yes, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right. Again, Mariachi Mezcal de Texas, Silverio Martinez. I didn't talk to him about, but again, for all your legal needs, Silverio is available. Whether it's criminal or civil cases, he's ready to help you out. Mariachi Mix, Outfitters and More, Whispers Bar, we talked about that. Tejano Express Radio, again, Fred, and you guys, I mean, if it wasn't for Fred and Tejano Express, we wouldn't have gotten started with this, so I really appreciate what they've done for us and how they got us to where we are now. If you notice, guys, we have shirts now. Every week we're getting better. We have a different setup now. We're gonna be a little more constant with our studio here, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But anyway, so without further ado, hey, what's your pizza? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Eric.
Look at this. Wow.
Eric, Lisa says hi. She says
Peterson?
shout out to you.
Yes.
Lisa. Yeah.
I love Lisa Peterson. Tell her I say hi too.
All the way from
She says,
Arkansas.
hi.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Arkansas
Nice.
right now.
Only two things come out of Arkansas: steers and queers, and I don't see any horns on her.
Oh, come on.
But yeah.
Also comes out of Arkansas. You got meth.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's right. He's right.
So I have to compliment Maritza here. I mean, a musician. I didn't know she was a musician. I didn't know who she was when she came in. It takes a lot of guts and a lot
Right.
of balls
Thank you. Thank
to
you.
get up there and sing your heart and soul. And wow, I mean,
Yeah.
it's very impressive. You know, there's been times that there've been people, you know,
It has, and I mean, I'm surprised because I've seen her grow. I've seen her grow when I first met her, and she's done a lot. She has accomplished a lot. So yeah,
it takes it's a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage. I've seen people like, talk shit.
Of course.
they messed up on this. I didn't say this right. I said, hey, bro, get up on stage. Just say your name. Just talk. You sound like a bumbling idiot.
Absolutely.
Don't be criticizing musicians.
Absolutely.
It takes a lot of courage to get up there.
that's so true. That's so true. So how you been, Eric? Pretty good.
Yeah,
Ready to
good,
go?
thank God.
Business is good.
Business is good.
Awesome.
Can't complain. We'll let these guys take pictures.
Yeah, I know.
Famous people are gonna be famous.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, we do have a lot of talent in Laredo, believe it or not. People just haven't been around to see, but yeah, we do. There's a lot of talent in Laredo, Texas, and believe me, we all started because we wanted to do a showcase like TJ and Boja have said. We want to showcase everyone else, not just Laredo, but everyone in the U.S. and around the world, because this is going big. We're going big with this, and we're not going to stop.
Yeah, well, you gotta keep on going. Like I said, I mean, it takes a lot of talent. I mean, of course, it's a lot of talent.
Of
It takes
course.
a lot of courage.
Courage, yeah.
Just to get up on stage and talk.
And dedication and all that, so.
Especially she's a singer-songwriter. I mean,
And of course, our next musical guest also, I mean, believe me, what I've read and seen and all that, I was blown away.
well, she's
But-
from Nixon. What do you expect? Class of what, 88?
89.
89, yeah.
All right.
So right now we have your logo up there, Eric. Awesome logo. That's the whole podcast on that. Talk about how you came up with that. But we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get to there.
But check it out. Eric just gave me some couple of pieces of pizza right now.
Yeah.
You grab some.
Help yourself. I didn't want to grab
This pizza again, it's a Laredo staple. If anybody's ever had it, I mean, you can literally put a bunch of pizzas next to each other, and you can. I'll tell you which one is from Whistler Wicks.
Well, the twist gives it away.
Well, the twist is one, but forget that. I'm talking about the taste. I'm talking about
Taste, yeah.
everything that you put into it. We'll get to that later. But let me ask you this: I know you're second generation, but I want you to tell us the story of how Whistler Wicks came by and how it disappeared for a little bit, and now you brought it back with a with a vengeance, and what you're doing now. So
We're at a different level. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it all started with my father was a lieutenant commander of the Navy.
okay,
Go ahead. Yeah.
no, you're good.
All right, my dad was lieutenant commander of the Navy, and he was stationed. I don't know where he was stationed, but he was a recruiter here at Laredo Junior College at the time. Right?
Okay,
back then. I think it was 1963, 64. He was a pilot. So he
You're the actual pilot.
as a pilot, not like a jet fighter. Like he'd fly fly single and double engine planes, right? The pharmacist in the Navy. Let them talk. Everybody wants to hear the story.
All right, audience. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
We'll do it. All right, here we go. Go ahead. Here you go.
Yes, like I said. So my father went somewhere up to the East Coast, right? Had to do something dealing with the Navy. And somebody sold him a pizza recipe, right? He said, okay, fine. Put it in his pocket. And we came back home, so my father and my mother, you know, my mother went through his uniforms and found a piece of paper. Yeah, you know, I got a love letter. I thought, oh, exactly. Just, what's this? And it was a pizza recipe. So my mother looked at it. She didn't think much of it. She said, okay, I want to put it away. And then I said, I bought it from some hippie, you know. That's good, dude. No, let's have some liveliness here. Don't worry about it there, Luis.
Okay, I wanted to hear you.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Don't worry about it.
Wait.
So, my mother was an accountant there at the PX. The PX here at the Air Force Base.
Here.
Yeah, here at the Air Force Base, right? My father was a pharmacist at the Air Force Base, right? So that's where they met, right? A little bit of time went by. And they had word that they were going to close the Air Force Base. So my mother had it in her mind, you know, hey, there's a rumor they could be closing the Air Force Base here in Laredo Air Force Base. So my mother had this thing
This
stuck
is
in her-
around what, 70s?
1966, 65, 66.
Yeah. It was back then. It was called the Laredo.
Airport, yeah, Laredo Air Force Base.
Yeah, it was Army Air Corps. Before it separated to the Army Air Corps. A friend of mine, curiously, has the plaque.
Really?
Oh, I've been trying to buy it from. He only has an antique shop.
Just steal
antique
it.
shop.
Can we get shit? Steal it.
And I've been trying to buy that off him for the longest time.
Well, I've seen signs that says in the Laredo Air Force Base, but I'm pretty sure it was the Air Corps. I don't doubt you.
It's like a little wrought iron little sign. It's
Okay.
like Laredo Army Air Corps.
Laredo Army Air Corps.
1950. I don't know when it's
Maybe the
started.
50s. Yeah, I know it changed from the Air Corps to the Air Force.
Yep. That's
So,
when they separated.
My mother had that idea that, you know, that recipe of the pizza in her head, right? And like I said, she heard rumor that the Air Force Base was going to close, or she knew there's no future in the Air Force Base. She knew, like I said, she was an accountant. So she talked to my dad. She said, hey man, let's put this recipe together. So they did. And they started working with it, right? And like I said, they had that one recipe that they bought. And my mom tasted everything. That wasn't appealing, right? So they eliminated some ingredients and they added some ingredients, right? And I said my father was a pharmacist. Right? Don't worry, there's no narcotics in it, anything like that. So they worked with it and so forth. All right, take care, guys. Nice meeting you, Maritza. God bless you. So they started like messing with it. So they said, okay, let's make this pizza, the original recipe, and let's make our altered recipe. Right?
No.
What I heard that, you know, they invited some airmen and friends and so forth from the Air Force Base, and they said, we need for you to taste test. Right? Okay, sure, they tasted it. What I understood, everybody went towards the altered recipe, which the recipe that my mother and father came up with. I said, all right, let's try it out. So sure enough, they knew they were chopping ahead, right? So they got ahead of the game and they rented a place right there in Saunders and McClellan, which is 1101 in Saunders. It used to be a hamburger place, so the place closed down. And same thing, the guy was an airman that was there before. So they modified it, put pizza ovens in there. They started making pizzas, right? And this was in October of 1967. I was born November 67, so you could say I've been in pizza all my life.
All your life, pretty much.
All your life.
All my life.
That's
yes.
crazy.
So they worked it and they did really good. The bad thing that hurt, you know, the business, one of them, there were several blows. One of them was the closing of the Air Force Base. Second was a massive devaluation going on in the
first
late,
one.
Yeah, first one in the late 70s. It really hurt the economy.
The economy, yeah.
And well, the lease was already about to come up and they said, you know, they wanted to renew the lease, and the owner said, you know what, no, well, we're not gonna, we'll renew it for you at a very high price, which was outrageous to my father at that time. I think it was like $300 a month. Like, God, really? $300 a month? It's no big deal. $300 a month is a shitload of money.
I'll take it back then.
Yeah. So now let's see when stuff stables out and gets straightened out and what have you, and we'll take it from there. And we'll close it down. I believe it was 1980 or 81 around there. So they closed it down. We'll open it up later. And they never did. That's why I'm all, come on, man, let's open up the pizza place. And no, I don't want to do it. Yeah, we're too old to do this stuff. And we don't do it. All right, what have you. So more or less 81. So I started toying with it, making them for my daughters. So I started making some pizza, made the sauce, got the cheese.
So you went out with a business. It was just you doing it on your own.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, it was like from 1981. So I started like about in 2005 or 6.
Wow, that's
to make them for my kids, right?
You know how many people you deprived of being fat and overweight and out of shape during that time?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah. No,
How dare you?
Yeah.
That's when Pizza Hut grew.
Yeah,
that's how
because
you
of
do
you, Pizza grew
Yeah.
up.
Well, that's a funny thing that you say about Pizza Hut, Pizza Group. All the employees that we had there was a family, the Vicenda family. They all worked for Pizza Hut after Wizard Wicks closed.
Oh.
Martin was saying he was like the main guy of all the Pizza Huts. Like,
And he became a high-ranking.
Oh yeah, he was like the Jesus.
Oh, he's
of
still
Pizza
there, yeah.
Hut South Texas.
I remember.
He already retired.
Oh, he retired.
Yes,
Yeah, I remember
Martin,
Martin.
Chewy, Pablo, which is from Tierra.
Yeah,
Tierra.
yeah.
Tierra. Pablo from Pablo's restaurant.
Yes, Andale Pablo. Yeah, I know most of those, bro.
Yeah, so they all worked. All the boys worked at Wizard Wicks. That's
Wow.
their first job, and you know from there it was
That's
all
badass.
history. They
So
retired.
fíjate because of you guys.
Yeah, because of Wizard Wicks, and they got turned on to pizza. Yeah. So, like I said, I started messing with it and made them for my kids, and had a hard time. I was like something like 28, 30, 32 years the last time I made a pizza, and I was a teenager back then. You know, maybe about whatever. I think I was in 4th grade, whatever you are at age at that time. But, you know, I had a hard time getting together, and I was cooking them. I was kind of overcooking them. I didn't know the time. I was just using a regular home oven, right? My daughter said, "Dad, you sure know what you're doing?" I said, "Yeah, I do, but come on, give me a break, you know." I cooked one a little bit too much. It was a little too brown, you know, but it wasn't burnt right. Set it aside. I made some more. Hey, Dad, it's really good. They were eating it. We got to the point they even ate the one they thought it was burnt. It wasn't burnt. It was a little dark, and that's it, right? So my daughter started talking about it. Hey, my dad made pizza. And she was like in elementary school or Lamar, I can't remember where. Yeah, I think it was Lamar. The lady says her name was Magnon. It's Magnon, but it was Lamar.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
she says, Wickstrom Pizza. Where's the Wick's Pizza? She said, oh yeah, that's my dad. It was my grandparents that did that. I love Where's Wick's Pizza. You know, I was in junior high school. I mean, that's what we went to all the time. Where's Wick's Pizza? So the word got out, right? So I said, you know what? I'll make her a pizza. Turn Miss Magnon onto a pizza. Here you go, Miss Magnon. And sent it to her with my daughter. So she ranted about it on Facebook, right? And I used to only make pizzas only in the fall, like, 'cause I used to do air conditioning before, and fall was already like a slow time for me. That keep me busy, right? She ranted about Wizard Wicks Pizza, and she said, where the hell do you get Wizard Wicks Pizza? And the strange thing is that Wizard Wicks is closed, you know, there's no way. So she explained it. So it started getting a little bit of attention. So somebody else called me. Yeah, I want one of those Wizard Wicks pizzas. I said, oh, yeah, sure. I'll turn you on a Wizard Wicks pizza. Turn it on. And they posted on Facebook, right? This other guy. It wasn't for him. It was one of his guys. He's very popular on Facebook. His name is Freddie J. Lopez. Freddie J. Lopez, right? So he started talking about it. And he talked to this other guy, which is basically like a word of mouth started going. They got to a point. I mean, I'm talking about it. It's basically like from 2005, 6, all the way to 2009. They kept on going, right? We got to a point, I'd see people here and there. I mean, I kid you not. I mean, there's no exaggeration. I see people here and there say, hey, let me know when you're making a pizza. I want a pizza. Hey, let me know when you're making a pizza. I said, how about you call me when you want a pizza? I don't want you to want a pizza. I said,
Yeah.
Call me. We got to the point, right? I was getting asked, no joke, at least 8 to 10 times a day, every day.
Wow.
And I said, there's a demand
There's something there.
Yeah.
There's something there. I said, let me give it a try. I said, you know what? I said, it was a long shot, right? I was already getting tired of air conditioning. And I hung it up. I said, let me try it. So I got a place here, remodel it, so forth. Let me see what I can do. If it works, great. If it doesn't, hey, you're only a failure. You're only a failure if you don't try.
Exactly.
And you gotta try it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I mean, modo. It was a home run, dude. It was out of the park, dude. The first year I outgrew the actual dining area and the side patio. And that's why I had that. The second year after, I had to add the deck. Then we added, of course, the stage, and then we set up everything else. And just little by little, gradually, every year it got better and better and better. Yeah, get some pizza. There's plenty.
Right?
What about you?
Pizza?
Say you want some pizza?
Pedacito?
Oh, yeah. Get some. Here's some pepperoni here. I don't know pepperoni.
It's a
I want some
pepperoni.
pepperoni.
It's a pepperoni. Mazzafroni.
Pepperoni?
Pepperoni. What do you want for it?
Pepperoni?
And of course, you can tell it's a New York style pizza.
Yeah, so what did you, real quick before you continue, what did you bring first today?
The pepperoni, and that's one of my favorites, is pepperoni bacon jalapeno
Yeah.
added mushroom.
You know, so that one with the jalapeno, I'm not big on that, honestly, with jalapeno on the pizza.
Uh-huh.
But
You're
cannot-
bad Mexican.
I am a bad Mexican. I really
I'm a
am.
worse one. I don't eat any jalapenos. So
Really?
I'm fake as they
Even
come.
though he's gay, he doesn't eat
That's
jalapeno.
all right, man.
But no, what I'm saying is that there's some pizzas that the jalapeno is so strong that you can't even enjoy it anymore.
Yeah,
but
it
this
over-
one here, no, the mix. I don't know how you did it to blend it in where you feel it, but it's not overwhelming.
Yeah.
You can still taste everything else. The pepperoni, the mushroom. That's a perfect pizza right there. It really is. Guys, if you've never had Wizard Wicks pizza, you don't know what you're missing. I'm serious. I think last time I started that, he was throwing some cocaine in the damn freaking dough.
It's medical grade, so it's
Yeah.
good.
It's for medical purposes.
Yeah, for medicinal purposes. Yeah. So okay, so continue, please. So it hit a home run right away. You had to expand,
Right,
right?
expand. We are growing our place, of course, the Wizard Wigs back then, the 60s, 70s, and early 80s, and comparing it now is totally day and night. Of course, we have
Yeah.
live bands. We support local bands, local musicians, young musicians, especially a lot of these young musicians. They're trying to go play at different places and bars and so forth, different venues, but they won't let them in because they are naturally underage, right? They don't give them a chance. So, and Wizard Wicks has also been noticed or recognized for is being like, this is where bands start.
Yeah.
Like a Whiskey a Go Go. You want to say
Yeah.
that's what this one band told me. You're like the Whiskey a Go Go.
Yep.
Laredo,
Well,
Texas.
let me tell you.
Picture this.
What?
Big River Talks doing a mobile.
No, we need to go out there one
That
day.
was your ways.
We need to do a mobile. From
We should do. Yeah, we should talk out there.
Yeah, we
Got a
need to
good
go out
patio.
there.
Thank you.
So look, Eric, I've known Eric for since freaking Ryan.
Yeah, elementary school.
Since elementary school, I've known him forever. And I will tell you
I'm
this.
sorry.
Yeah. I will tell you this. I'm really proud of him because now he's a member of the Texas State Guard. And let me tell you, knowing what I know about Eric, and I was the only one that believed in him because a lot of people didn't think he was going to be able to get in, but
They didn't think I was going to make it. I was too old.
Eric is probably my oldest private in the unit. So I've been trying to bring him along to take care of the first sergeant stuff. He's retired
Oh.
sergeant major, right? So from the guard, and so anyway, but Eric, right now I will say he's my oldest private, but with so much experience, man. That's what the Texas State Guard's all about.
That's what it's about. To begin with, it's on a volunteer basis.
As volunteer, rank doesn't mean anything
So,
to me.
yeah.
I can help anybody.
Rank is just for the structure within the unit. But anybody who says anything otherwise, they can't. They shouldn't, because you're doing it out of your patriotism, out of your kindness of your heart, and your time, regardless of what anybody says.
And I will say this: look, Eric's one of those guys.
We
that,
barely showed up, and we were getting paid.
Yeah, we're gonna pay.
Yeah.
Eric is one of those guys that you say we need this done, and he's already 10 miles ahead of you, ready to go. But I'm really proud of what he's done. And so the purpose of these podcasts is to, again, like I was telling Marita, is to showcase would the leaders of the community, because I consider you a leader, I really do.
Thank you.
You're setting trends that a lot of people don't take the time. Like, who's gonna give a bunch of nobodies an opportunity to come in and play the music?
There have been a lot of musicians that nobody would give them a chance to even try. Try it. Go ahead. Of course, they bring their friends and family and everybody else supporting them to keep going. And they've grown and they've taken off and they're playing in different places. And there's a lot of bands also, of course. It's just a phase. They're high school bands and so forth. They go to college. They finish college and they come back and they just keep jamming. And there's some other bands that they do as a career.
Yeah. Eric, I'm sorry. What do you know about the Devil Juice? Somebody's asking here, and also they're wondering to see if you deliver because they're going to place an order from Arkansas.
Oh yeah, that'd be Lisa Peterson. Yeah. Well, we can next tell you that. Put it in an ice chest.
You deliver.
The Devil Juice, yeah, it's a peach tea vodka. I used to do a lot of competitive cooking.
we can't
I
talk
started
about
here locally. And then I started going throughout the state, competing, doing barbecue and so forth. And it was really good. And a lot of people would think like, hey, thanks, man. So I used to, I got to a point I got really good. I started getting like beer sponsors and vodka sponsors.
I was about to say, you have become a very successful cooking competitor, right?
Yeah.
Not just, so it's not just pizza. I mean, you're doing ribs, you're doing all kinds
I've
of
incorporated a lot of barbecue into the pizza. Like I'll put
okay.
brisket. I'll put brisket. There's some pizza that have brisket, like the Rockstar, the Rancho, and I think the Triple X.
Wow.
They're really good.
I gotta try anything barbecue.
Yeah, anything with barbecue.
We smoke brisket, do that. So I did incorporate a lot of that. And I incorporated, like I said, a lot of the barbecue. People ask me, like, okay, for barbecue, when you get a barbecue? I said, oh man, that's enough, I mean, there's a lot of barbecue places, you have like brisket and beer, you have Rudy's, you have whoever, I would say there's an overabundance of it, but how many places have good pizza?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that doesn't taste commercialized. That tastes actually homemade. I think that's the secret. I think that's been your secret because it tastes like home, but it was made outside the house. So how the hell do you explain that? That's I think the secret to this because, like you said, your mom and dad created that recipe.
Yeah.
Right. The original stuff, or you've added to it.
I've only added to it was just like basically the toppings, which would be brisket.
Yeah, but the actual dough and all that stuff, that's
everything is followed to a T. Like I said, my father was a pharmacist, and everything is down to literally a gram.
Yeah.
It's everything is
that's pretty cool.
Measured to.
He's the Breaking Bad of pizza.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, my dad was on Heisenberg of pizza.
Heisenberg. I like that. Well, again, guys, look, you're missing out. Even our last guest got some pizza back there. Look at him.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, you could ask Lisa Peterson. Ask her. I know she's the one that asked about the Devil Juice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, back to that, right?
Uh-huh.
So I got good. And, I started going out to the state and I said, well, there's a cook off here in Laredo, here, there, blah blah blah. So I see.
She just made a comment. Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, Crime Stoppers. Yes.
Hello.
And dude, she told me once. Hey. She told me, and she said, it was very interesting. Come and walk with me. I said, all right, what's going on? I know you're talking, she's hearing what I'm saying. I said, what's going on? She says, you have all these guys crying like a bunch of little bitches. I said, why, what's going on? Because it was like, it was called Battle of the Badges. They had open division and law enforcement division. I go to both and I whip their asses, left and right. Right or wrong, Lisa. So, and she said, you gotta cry like a bunch of bitches. All right, whatever. So, back with the Devil Juice, so I said, all right. So I had tea and I made tea, right? Made tea, I had vodka, boom, just nailed a whole bunch of. So I had some lemonade. That lemonade.
Trash can punch.
Yeah, basically. And he says, what is that? It's Devil Juice. All right, cool. And so I started thinking, whatever. I made it again. Everybody liked it. So I did it again, right? And this time I had Lone Star as a sponsor, right? So they'd tell me, hey, how much beer you need for a
Lone
cook-off?
Star.
And I said, I don't know, give me about 20 cases, all right? So I started giving out, hey man, this guy's badass, giving out drinks and shit, but you see him inebriating them, using chemical warfare, getting them liquored up.
Getting them drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, get them drunk, they burn their
Don't-
shit,
don't
I win. Chemical warfare. Yeah. I just fed it to them. They drank it, They know who they are, man. They know who they are. Like, yeah, we should probably drunker than shit. And I did that throughout all the state. I did here in Laredo, San Antonio, Del Rio, Corpus, Victoria. I've been all over the state.
Lisa just replies, yes, that's what it was.
That's
what
right,
it-
yeah. And she knows, man. She's my advocate. She told me, hey, you got these guys crying like a whole bunch of bitches. They said, if you compete, we're all out. badass. I won by default. Right or wrong, Lisa?
You got problems. You need help.
Oh yeah, I need help.
And that's why he's here tonight.
That's why you're here.
That's the kind of guest that we need.
Yeah.
No, like I said, I mean, I've done a lot of stuff. Like I said, I did air conditioning for like almost 30 years. Got tired of that. I said, like I said, I did barbecue, and I said, okay, I said I already perfected that because I won the Texas State Championship here in Lockhart, Texas. If you win in Lockhart, you're Jesus, right? I won that, and I beat the best of the best. You know, you're talking about guys that came out and chopped, pitmaster, and all that. I chopped their asses up, right? And I said, when's enough enough? I said, okay, that's enough, right? I told my wife at the time, I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna stop doing this. You know, I said, when's enough enough? I want a divorce. God damn, all right, well, go back on the road if you want. I don't want a divorce, shit. All right, whatever. Go along, go away. So I said, oh, you know what? Let me perfect something else, which is already perfected, which is Wizard Wig Speaks. I said, let me do this, you know. If it works, I know it'll work, you know. If it doesn't, at least I tried, you know.
Yeah. No, and
Wizard Wig is hauling ass, kicking ass, and taking names. I mean, we've got like Laredo's best pizza, I don't know how many years in a row.
Yeah. And you know what I like what I like about that is that you're not showing off, you're not talking shit, you're just being.
I'm just telling you the way it is.
Yeah, just state the facts like Dragnet, just the facts. That's all we need.
I just think you need to take it to the next level.
We need
Barbecue
a barbecue what pita?
With your dough, with Wizard Wig's dough, and barbecue.
People we have a calzone. Basically like that.
I don't wear calzones.
Yeah.
What?
I'm just thinking a little bit thicker, a little bit.
Yeah, but Lisa Pickerson has been around with me, like I said, since the beginning. I started barbecuing. She knows what the hell's going on with her. She's a great girl, man. She's a good girl. She's awesome.
Too bad she went to Martin, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh man,
She'll be back.
Turn her off.
Once I tell her, I was
No, we're just.
There you go. All right.
Some of that.
How's that for some foreign 70s music?
Yeah, the best.
You're just missing the paneling to go with that. I'm telling you.
We're gonna put some padding up here.
And some green shag carpet.
Yeah.
Shag, baby, shag.
Yeah.
All right. So what's next for Wizard Wigs? What's the
Wizard
big
Wigs,
plan?
well, we have a band this weekend, and in fact, I wanted to speak to the Maritza was left. I mean, Cindy can get a hold of her, so can you, whatever. We're gonna be having some kind of musician. I mean, because Dollface is the Claudia Gutierrez,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
books all the bands there. And he says it's gonna be some kind of something like a Mexican musician.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it is, but usually we have bands every weekend.
Nice. No, I know you guys.
And weather permits, and
Exactly.
God damn it, you know. If I get a rain, and, you know, during the weekend, that's what
Yeah, and leave the weekend alone.
Yeah, leave the weekend alone. But
Yeah.
I think we need
No.
the rain and whatever.
No.
A lot of people freak out. It's nice weather. It's not too hot right now at night, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I
So
mean,
nice.
we've been there a couple of times with Eric, and it feels like home, man. It feels like you're in your backyard, but it feels like Cheers. I mean,
a lot of
exactly.
people. Speaking of Cheers, like old Norm passed away yesterday.
Yeah. So sorry to
look
hear
better.
that.
And he was a good
Yeah, the guy,
guy.
he
In fact,
was-
we were watching it night before last, and we were there at the pizza place watching it and so forth. I said, "Look at Norm. He's always there at the same spot. He just like, you know, of course, this bar is a neighborhood bar, but like." Get alive, dude, you know. Of course, you have Norm, you have the mailman,
Yeah.
and so forth.
And now-
Nobody knows anybody's name except for Norm. Maybe
Yeah.
the coach, but
Yeah.
because he was the coach, the old guy. But
Coach.
but they were showing the last episode of Cheers. It was Norm and Ted Danso's character.
Yes.
And see, I don't even know Ted Danso. I know Norm.
Where is it? Everybody knew Norm.
Right. So Norm was talking about. He was telling him. I guess Ted Danso's character had left and he came back. So Norm was telling him about, you gotta find your passion and find out what you love, right? So Norm said, I love that stool. You know, when I die, you know, and when I go to the big, you know,
Bar.
Cheers in the sky,
The
he
big
goes,
bar.
not even God better be on it. That's my stool.
Yeah. The main ones I think is like Kirstie Alley and Norm.
Yeah.
And of course the short bartender.
Yeah,
too.
real pro.
Yeah, Ted Danson. I mean, yeah, he's
And
doing
Woody
it.
Harrelson every now
Yeah,
and
Woody
then.
Harrelson here.
So you know that girl, she's actually Danny DeVito's wife.
Yeah, Danny DeVito's wife, yeah.
They've been together forever.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
So,
You just never know what the hell's gonna go on. Or
Yeah,
what happens,
right.
you know? Like poor Danny DeVito, they literally like shunned him when he started. He wanted to be an actor. He said, "You're short and you're ugly." And
Nobody cared.
He's
Wait
a
a
great
minute.
actor.
Did they tell him that too? Because they've been telling
Yeah.
me that all my life. I'm sure I'm ugly.
So that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Twins.
Oh yeah, twins.
That was what that movie was about.
Yeah.
That he did. No, yeah.
Really?
I'm a twin. That was
Oh, got it, yeah.
because of what they did to him at the beginning of his career.
Yeah, in his career, he
That's
go
why
in
they made
there.
that movie.
Like same thing like with Cindy Crawford. They said, "No, you're pretty, but you got to get rid of that."
They-
Oh, yeah.
They even told her you look manly.
Yeah, they even told her remove your mullet, dude. She's being classified as like the world's prettiest woman,
Yep. So many times.
the most beautiful. Yeah.
Wow.
Her daughter's like
See,
keep
like,
changing.
people tell you like that's why I said I admire artists and so forth because they believe in themselves. They keep on going. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, man. I used to people like I said earlier. People would be at the people like, look, this guy sucks. I said, yeah, but you shut the hell up, you know. Go up there and state
Yeah, why
your
don't you
name.
get up there?
State your name. See who you are. Just go up there. You're gonna be a bumbling moron.
So that was
shut
his
the hell up.
state
you know?
your name.
And one of them was where Marco's at. Yeah, asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they make whatever. And you just shut up. And I said, it takes a lot of courage, man. A lot of courage to go up there and perform and sing and dance, whatever. They're here to perform, you know, to entertain us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you don't heckle them, man. I'll break a beer bottle on your face, you know. Don't heckle
See,
a
and
performer.
that's another thing I will say. So Eric has a lot of control in that bar as far as, you know, people that are acting stupid, whatever. Just like Mike at Whispers, they don't put up with that shit. You know, you go in there to have a good time. If you have younger kids,
Yeah, Mike's a good guy, man. He's
oh
solid.
yeah, Mike's solid. Yeah, he's not very pretty to look at. But
He's scary.
He's
You
kind of
don't know
scary. Yeah, if you don't know him, he's kind of scary. But only because he smells.
Yeah.
Only because of that. But Eric, again, thank you so much for
My
stopping by,
pleasure,
man,
man.
dude. Thank you for bringing the pizza.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You're only
Very
$60.
Screw you, man. You owe me 2 months of free advertising. That's it.
Guys, the microphones
No, but
are
this is
so
really
loud.
good. No,
Right.
no, this is. I mean, this pizza is like holy shit.
Yeah, bro, I was just
You
kidding.
can't be-
I was just serious about the
You-
$60. I was just kidding.
No pizza. I'm taking it with me.
I mean, what?
But
Oh,
you know
good
what?
times.
Before we leave, I gotta talk about Junior. Tell us about Junior.
Junior.
Look, he
Look
took
at
the
him.
rod.
Look at him.
He
Yeah.
took
Yeah.
What's
I know
up,
he
boy?
just got. He was run over by a tank. He didn't want to
The
go.
guy thought it was like a throw rug. Hey, look, man, it's
The
like
dog
a,
just
a
stepped
dog
on-
skin rug.
Freaking 400 pounds.
You turn around.
No, the guy stepped on his
He's
tail
riding
or
on
his what?
He's
So,
riding on his
so check this out. So Junior, I made him an honorary sergeant.
Yeah,
So
first
he's-
sergeant.
He's the first sergeant in the unit.
Oh, nice.
But that fucking dog will sleep 30 hours a day.
No joke. We drove from Edinburgh to Mississippi,
Right now he's dying.
and I think whatever on the way to Houston, right? Mississippi, right? We went to Biloxi, Mississippi, Gulfport, Biloxi, Mississippi. Every time we'd stop, he'd get out and do his business, go back in the truck, go to sleep. He was only awake. I calculated he was only up 45 minutes out of a 12-hour trip.
Damn.
He
That-
slept
that
the whole
dog-
way.
I'm
And he was
serious.
the assigned TC.
Yeah, he was the one that he was really telling you which way to go. No, that dog goes sleep. I'm serious. I've seen him. I've been around him long enough.
But he is our company mascot, right?
Yeah, no, he is.
Hey, how come we don't let him go to drill with us?
I
He's
gotta
listening to you.
Yeah, I know he
before,
is.
and before you have to go.
Before I move on, I'm gonna.
yeah,
I know why
you
he
gotta
was-
bring him on the drill and say you respect him. He's like, I made him for sergeant.
And I know he's the first one because he's barking out orders.
Yeah,
There you
literally,
go, there you
literally
go.
working out. Now, if y'all can see it on the screen, guys, you've
Oh,
probably
it's
been able to see him on and off. Right now, you can't see him because
Scream like hell.
Yeah,
he did scream. I'm like, what the hell was that, dude?
Yeah, big guy stepped on him,
Yeah, I
man.
thought somebody, yeah.
Did he get stepped on?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he
the
stepped on
doctor
the scale.
stepped on him on the way out.
Oh,
You didn't hear that scream? Funny enough.
He's like,
He didn't think it was
I literally heard the dog say, "Get the fuck off! You fucking tank on me!" Doc, if you're watching this, you almost killed Junior.
Yeah.
He's got PTSD from it now.
Yeah, Doc. You're gonna have to counsel him, Doc, for free. Actually, he is the support dog for.
Oh.
He really is.
That's
So-
so.
So that's badass.
So he drinks with you?
No, he doesn't drink.
He's just a sport dog. He drinks with
He just chills, man. That's all he does. He just
Nah, play.
like that right there. Doesn't
That's
matter. If I
awesome.
get up and walk away,
He's gonna
He's
follow.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I don't have to have him on a leash. I can have him. Like, they asked me once, "Hey, sir, your dog has to be on a leash." Like, we're at Sam's, right? I said, "He will not leave further than 2 feet away from." I said, "Okay, fine." As far as
Should
it
have told him,
goes.
so does your wife.
Yeah.
He's the most chill dog I've ever seen in my life.
That's great.
Except when he's screaming like a little bitch right now. Because kind of stuff.
Well,
Of
of
course.
course.
I haven't even fed him dog food in
Let
about
me
maybe,
step on you right now.
in
Tio.
about-
No!
I haven't fed him like dog food in about 8-10 months. I mean,
What does he eat?
hamburgers. It's just the meat patties. I'll give him like ground beef patties.
Yeah.
Ground beef patties.
That's why he's so happy.
Bacon and eggs and omelets and shit like that. You know?
He's probably saying right now, bullshit, I only get kibbles and bits.
Nah, man. I said, think about it. Have you ever tasted dog food? Okay, this could be an example, right? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food? Any of you guys? What's your favorite?
Probably
food?
burgers.
Okay, burgers. You, Luis?
I'm gonna
Like
say.
milanesa, like I like meat.
Yeah. Meat.
Okay. Eat that every day and you'll be tired of it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Dog food sucks.
Of
Dude,
course.
have you ever tasted? I've tasted. I've tasted like the kibble, and I've tasted canned dog food. It's just like garbage, dude. We gotta put it back in the diaper where it came from, dude.
It's not real, it's not real food.
In the
It's not-
diaper.
It's not.
My dog.
I don't know what's worse, like dog food that you feed the dogs every day, or the fucking fact that you tasted it. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's
But,
weird.
yeah. But it is you.
Yeah.
This
It
is
is
everything.
me.
If it's if
We
you
did
think
totally
of it,
mix
you've
it.
done it.
Just because we're in special ed together, you know, we don't have to admit it, okay?
I knew it. I knew it.
Oh, you're another Mustang.
I mean, I'll buy like chicken.
Room
I'll cook
45.
it.
I remember
Philly
that.
chicken. I'll buy a rotisserie chicken.
There you go.
Shred it up,
Yeah.
rice.
See, no, you're right. I mean,
Well, that stuff is good.
they gotta be bored of the same shit.
Yeah.
So
I don't wanna be
my
over-
I don't care
daughter-
what it is. Like even if you have your favorite pastry, you'll get sick.
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
you
My
get tired.
daughter got a golden doodle,
Uh-huh.
and she ordered food. What's it called? The farmer's dog.
Yes.
Guess what it was? To me, it's just leftovers.
Yeah.
Like, why pay for this? I mean, because it comes real nice and has the dog's name and it's frozen and you put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
And you take it out of the freezer when you're gonna feed it.
Yeah, they're like.
But it looks like rice. It looked like me. Like they basically look like human food leftovers. So then we just went to giving her leftovers.
When they do that,
And
when
now
you
she's
portion your food out, when you do your meal prepping,
And
that's
then
all
a
it is.
meal prep. Yeah, the meal prep.
Yeah. I mean, I'll feed them like, I'll make a rice. I mean, all the rice, I won't use like regular oil, but I'll use like baking grease and make
So-
it.
This idea for you right now. And when you make money, you send it this way. All right.
Yes.
pizza meal prep.
There you go. There you
Pizza
go.
meal prep, man.
I'm serious, dude.
They start
I'm
promoting it. You
serious.
start
I've
sending
sent pizzas, I've sent them to
No,
Washington State, I've sent them to Dallas.
Now, I'm talking about like
Yeah.
portion meal prep stuff made out of this type of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
If
Think
you
about
start
it.
promoting it as
I
guiltless,
guarantee you,
you're gonna lose
Yes.
weight with this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Make it as healthy as you
Cauliflower
We
can.
also, yeah,
bullshit.
we have cauliflower crust.
Oh,
They
there
call
you
it
go.
keto.
There you go.
Oh, my-
Keto,
we love-
whatever, yeah.
We love
meal,
Yeah, dude.
put it in there, freeze it, let them eat it.
yeah.
To me, Laredo hasn't had pizza since Shakey's.
Ah.
Shakey's was good. I kid you not, man. It was a really good place,
Yeah.
you know.
I love
Of
pizza
course,
stuff.
It was a
Wizard
little
Wicks was
shaky.
okay, Wizard Wicks was Laredo's first pizza
I love that.
ever. I heard stories. People go there and said, "Yeah, man, when I was a kid, we used to live over here, like by the tennis courts on
Market.
Market
Market Street.
Cortez Street around
Yeah,
there."
that's it.
And they said, we used to walk all the way to Sonic. I said, hey, go get me a pizza. The kid said, like, he says, dude, I was only like 6 or 8 years old. What's pizza? They didn't know what pizza was.
Yeah.
Dude, they walked from Market all the way to Saunders. They walked all the way back. They said, yeah, we used to walk through the
And the
cemetery.
pizza was gone by the time I got
Oh, they
back.
went over there. What the hell is it? They waited and they ate it. And, wow, okay, pizza, all right. The kid said, I didn't even know what pizza was.
Yeah.
And then my sister would ask me, go get it. Think about it, from Market to
Yeah.
Saunders.
That's a walk.
It's a
Correction.
So-
It was pizza. Not
Pizza.
Pizza.
I-X-X-A.
Con una pizza.
Con la
Pues,
X.
Te cuesta dos quarters. Dos
Sí.
quarters.
Dude, I came across an old menu for the old Wizard Pizza. We had a storage unit. My mom's paying for it. Like,
Do you still have that stuff?
Yeah, I have an old menu. Right, it was like
Dude.
$2.85, $3
Oh, wow.
for a pizza.
For a
$4.
pizza?
Yeah.
Holy
Wow.
shit. That's what you're
Inflation.
charging for a slice now. Not even then.
No?
Not even that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bidenomics. We
Gotta
spoke
know.
about religion a little while ago. We're going to talk about some.
Let's not get it.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's fine. That's another.
That's for another podcast.
Yeah,
that's
that's
another-
don't even
that's
get into that, man. You're
But-
gonna get assassinated.
No, Eric, thank you so much, man.
My
for
pleasure.
stopping
Yeah,
by.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for the pizza.
We've been,
Right.
thank you. We talked
They
about
let you-
this when we first started. He was here in our very first podcast.
Nice.
And then, thank you for finally stopping by. And let's talk some more, man.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
very
serving.
much.
Man.
Yeah.
Thank you for serving. I
Thank
mean,
you.
when somebody's done this for 30 plus years, getting
Oh,
paid and barely
yeah.
wanted to do it,
Yeah.
if somebody doesn't, I'll volunteer.
I don't do it for the money.
that
No,
everybody
because
should-
that's why good things happen to you, Eric, because
Yeah.
you're true and you're real and you don't think you're all that. You're just being pumpernickel. That was his favorite word.
That's your nickname.
No,
You know
bullshit.
that.
No, bullshit.
Ask Lieutenant
He would
Matt.
always say pumpernickel. Always.
That was
I
your
like-
nickname, bro.
That I didn't. He's half white.
Cupcake. I'm into pastries, right?
He's half white, so he give you all these big words. And back then, I was
Confused?
like, pumpernickel. ¿Qué es eso?
Half man.
Isn't that malo?
He's half white. I'm half man. I mean, whatever.
All right.
Don't judge me. Yeah.
Thanks
All
a lot,
right,
Eric.
gentlemen, it was
Eric.
awesome.
We'll talk later. We'll see you at Eric Wizard Wicks in a little bit.
I'm out of my drink, so yeah.
It's time to go.
Yeah, it's time to go.
That's his watch.
That's my
I'm out of
cue.
drink.
Look at Junior. He's like, yeah, let's go.
Hey, Junior. Sorry we woke you up, Junior.
Let's go, Dad. Let's go.
Look at that, like, what do y'all want? Who's gonna step on me now, fuckers?
He's ready to go.
No, hasta eso. He's.
You have to go.
Unless
He
it's
doesn't even listen to my wife. Junior, come on,
Unless
man,
it's
cookie.
him.
Nope.
He would listen to him, master. That's it.
She'll give him a cookie. She won't take it. I give her the same cookie. She's holding her hand. I'll get it. You can only take it from me.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
He's loyal as hell, dude.
Loyalty. That nobody
You
else.
know, cook him hot
Nobody
dogs
else.
and stuff like that. Won't eat it. Until I come home, then he'll eat it.
And when he passes to a better place, dude, we're gonna do a 21 salute.
Oh yeah,
There
for
you go.
sure. We gotta introduce him to the.
I want to go see that.
Yeah, introduce him to take him to drill.
He wants to take the damn first order to do it.
Take him.
Take
Put the
him.
little-
He's the mascot. You made him the mascot.
Put
I
the,
didn't.
put the little thing that has the rank on the
He even
side.
bought it. He got a little dog tag and shit.
Yeah.
No, but put the little apron that you put on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
It has a
vest.
rank.
All right.
And I can give you some first order rank.
Okay, he has a tactical vest.
Oh, there you go.
There you
He
go.
has a tactical vest.
But he has to have headgear. Nah, I don't.
Right, yeah, looks like body
I'll step
armor.
up my first sergeant
Little,
boss.
little.
AR-670-1. No, no.
Man.
I want to
You
go
do have
back.
to introduce him. You have to go one of these days, go to drill, and say, hey,
Put him in
you're front
front.
and center. Tell, hey, you respect him. You know.
He's
He's
gonna
a company mascot.
He's gonna be walking
Hey, there's
around.
no other battalion that has a company mascot.
There you
They're
go.
getting pretty trained. Make him. He's
And
the
right
first
now
one.
he's been combat tested. He just got run over by a tank. so
Good one.
He's
Yeah,
like,
that was TJ that said that, Doc. Right?
Doc, I love you, but you almost killed Junior.
He can no longer have kids.
Yeah.
Who cares about getting him fixed? It's
Look
done.
at how sad he is.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
guys. Peace out.
Appreciate
Take care, brother.
I'm gonna give you a drink.
All right.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's talk about one more time before we take off. We got one more. We got two more guests. Before we continue, guys, again, I want to thank Western Wigs, Silverio Martinez, the attorney, Maneche Mix, Whispers, again, Mike and the staff, Tejano Express. Thank you to Southman for again getting us started with this podcast. Casa Cats, Maneche Mezcal de Texas. Look, we've had a lot of stuff going on today, a lot of different things, and this is what we want. We want variety. We want different types of people, including the type of people that our next guest is coming up. Mr. Roy Nava, I mean, he's been around for a while. Finally got a chance. Last week in our podcast over there at Cantaranas, he showed up and he was ready to go, and I really appreciated him coming back to share his story and share some of his music. Damn good Tejano artist, and so we have the luxury of experiencing him today. But before we do that, Alan, do you want to speak your piece, or you want to wait till afterwards? Como quieras.
I'll wait after.
Okay. Alan has got a very important message coming up. But Roy, come on over, man. Come on over. Thank you so much. Like I said, there you go. Let's see if you recognize some of the music. Roy already had his pizza, though. He's good.
Traigo ganas de pistear y de la peda agarrar, con mis amigos corear, toda la noche zumbar, quiero ponerle atrás, los corridos sonar.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. Well, thank you, Roy. Again, look. Last week, like I said, I apologize. You were there, man. Showed up with your guitar, you're ready to go, but they started the music and we lost control of the audio. But I want to thank you for showing up. I want to talk to you about you as an artist. I know you also do awesome freaking videos. Another thing I want to talk about. We want to promote you. We want to promote. I want Laredo to know the type of caliber that we have. Everybody looks to San Antonio and all this shit. I have a song that I recorded in a fair place there once in a while, you know,
Whenever I feel like
when it
it.
wants to fucking do their thing. But at the end of it, I say,
Aquí feo.
TJ down the country, and I talk about Laredo being the new mecca of Tejano. I'm trying to see
Yes.
if we can bring it over here and let Tejano restart, you know, but with the Laredo style, you know. So anyway, so thank you for coming over. Talk to us about who Ruel Nava is and where you're going. Talk to us.
Well, first of all, muchas gracias por la invitación. Thank you guys por
Seguro.
invitarme.
Gracias.
Segundo, pues quiero venir a traerles, the new music que estamos haciendo. Not only the new music, sino la música que hemos estado haciendo throughout the years, and people have not only liked it but connected. Porque he aprendido dos cosas. Hay gente que le gusta
Sí.
y hay gente que conecta.
Sí.
Because
Very well said.
ya lo aprendí, dije, mírame, hay gente que le gusta ciertas canciones que hago y hay gente que conecta con lo que hago.
Yes. They
So
feel it.
where are we gonna shoot it at?
Right.
I like
Pues
it.
yo la verdad, yo mi música, yo no sé que si les gusta o no, o si, es que esto anda funcionando. No, it's just about, this is what I feel, this is what I'm gonna. Le hablo al productor, le digo, hermano, aquí voy para el estudio, hazme un, ¿cómo se llama? Un spot. Y empezamos a grabar. Y así es, literalmente sin ver a nada, sin estar ni viendo aquí, porque les voy a decir una cosa, antes me consideraban como un estilo,
Okay.
like a certain genre.
John,
Right.
yeah.
Pero les soy sincero, la música no tiene genres, nomás tiene como gente que le gusta cierta música, yes, okay, I like it, pero we as creators, creo yo que abarcamos mucho más.
Because you limit yourself, así como Marisa was saying that now she's done mariachi, she's done other things, and I know you've done some stuff.
Mhm.
So I think that when you limit yourself to that, you hold yourself back.
Sí.
You're right.
Estás teniendo tu vida, tu tiempo nomás por un gusto,
Yeah,
cuando puedes expandir a muchos gustos,
I like
a
that.
muchas gente.
I like that. Yeah.
Y fíjate que lo que dices tú, Roel, es muy cierto porque has hecho diferentes tipos de videos musicales, obvio. Lo has hecho con banda, lo has hecho norteño,
Sí.
lo has hecho más o menos tejano o conjunto. A mí es bonito, créemelo, y a mí todo, aunque no tengo nada en contra del norteño, pero lo que hiciste tú, con madre. Y hay todo lo que he hecho de los videos en Laredo, Texas.
Okay, can you say that in English? Because I don't know what the fuck you
He
said.
made the videos in Laredo, Texas.
No. So, yeah. So, like I said, we'll get into the video part because I know that you do that, and I know you do a damn good job. And I think we spoke last time that I kind of wanted to bring you on to do something for the mariachi.
Sí, ¿no?
But right now, as far as talk to us about the new music coming out, what's motivating you to write some of the new stuff now?
Fíjate, going back to what I said, qué le gusta a la gente y qué conecta.
Sí.
Going back to that part. Sí, last time I checked tenía como 12 years singing. It's not true, tengo 20 años.
Wow, órale.
So time flies, bro.
No, it does,
So
it does.
Time flies. Me di cuenta y dije, cabrón, I like it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's good because you didn't even know how long you were.
no.
You didn't feel it. That's badass.
Siempre me preguntan, tengo como 12, 15 años. It's not true.
So, ¿cuándo empezaste? ¿A qué edad?
Podría decir que now that I started making my ¿cómo se llama? My como
Repertoire.
sí, o sea, no repertorio, sino mi conocimiento de
Your career.
mis pensamientos when it started.
Okay.
Okay.
Porque I was in band y luego todo eso. y,
What school?
¿cómo se llama? Christian Middle School.
Okay.
Ah.
So you went to Martin.
Martin, yes.
All right, play it, bitch. Oh my God, Roel, chica Roel, look, it was God and you, but right now you just failed. Okay, so you started in band at Christian, right?
Sí.
So you can read music too.
Sí,
Cool.
Another one.
Cool.
Empecé con lo que, pero going back to mis recuerdos desde chiquito,
Mhm.
now that I talk to my mom y cuando mi papá estaba vivo, me hacen recordar de que pues con la guitarra desde chiquitito quería cantar and stuff like that. No manches, little, y no me acuerdo de todo, pero me acuerdo de certain things, you know.
Right.
Digo, cabrón, entonces sí tenía desde...
De ahí venía.
De ahí venía, you know.
That's pretty cool.
So, sí, estuve en band for the 3 years, estuve tocando baritone.
Baritone, I heard about you asking.
Y luego en band, en high school ya no quería tocar porque pues nos tenían que levantar temprano y ir para el marching y pues I didn't want to wake up too early. So, I decided to go into guitar.
Okay.
So I estuve un ratito ahí en BMT, en la
Oh,
Magnet.
nice.
Ajá. Yeah.
En la Magnet.
Back when it was downtown. Back in
Sí,
the-
cuando estaba en downtown. So I used to go half a day in Martin y luego half a day in
Oh, there.
BMT.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was half a day at Nixon, the other half at.
You were lost.
No. What was that?
You're still trying to find point A.
Room 45.
Estaba en el Tampico.
No, pero antes, what was it called? That clinic?
What qué?
Oye, Roy, una de las
Here on the
canciones que
Mad Road. And,
pues yo escribí aquí, o diré, porque cada tema tiene, o cada canción tiene su tema, su historia, ¿verdad?
Sí, está así.
Zumbando a Millón, eso es una. ¿Y qué tal si te escapas del cielo? Esa es otra. La otra es No puedo resignarme, otra. Y la última que era Haciéndome pelitos o piojitos.
Pelito.
¿Qué significa la primera canción, la Zumbando a Millón? Porque es un buen, first of all, it's a great video.
Bueno, como les comento, cada canción, cada inspiración que hago, mucha gente cree que uno lo vive y uno lo experimenta.
Sí.
Y, you know, and at some point, yes, but at the final point, yo digo que es como más que convives con gente y te das cuenta de lo que vives. Zumbando a Millón es cuando ando zumbando a Millón arriba de mi trocón, o sea, andas
Andas poreando.
Carlos poreando con la soda.
Sí.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
De hecho, eso lo hicimos back in, si se meten ahí en YouTube. Es más, todavía no llegaba ni la música banda, apenas andaba llegando aquí a estas áreas. So, pero ya me gustaba el estilito de banda. A mí yo siempre me gustó explorar y ver y escuchar y aprender. So ya andaba medio queriéndole, you know, just explorar.
Sí.
Y es como un tipo guapango,
Sí, sí.
pero
Con cumbia.
Puro party music.
O sea, no me la acuerdo porque son varias canciones, pero
Sí.
sí, you know what I'm talking about. So, son varias cositas que
Hablando de muchas canciones, tócanos algo.
quiero escuchar.
Yeah, we would love to hear you, man.
Cántala.
No todas si tienes.
Digo, me gustaría cantarles una, no sé, ¿verdad?
You, whatever you want.
De las primeras canciones
Eso.
para que escuchen más o menos cómo componían,
Yeah, yeah.
cómo y luego
Ah,
para
llegaste,
que
¿verdad?
Como ir
¿verdad?
evolucionando, ¿verdad?
There you go, sí, más o menos.
Perfecto.
Dale.
Déjenme nomás afinar porque carro.
Me falta una cuerda.
No, es un tornillo.
Ya valió.
Una cuerda digo, para que la toque. Digo.
Yo pensaba que era cuerda, pero es tornillo.
Hijo de su-
Bueno. No, para que más o menos se den cuenta, se los voy a cantar un poquito más acústica porque depende.
Tú dale, bro.
Ahí va.
Acerca más el micrófono.
El micrófono. Depende,
Ay.
siempre he dicho,
Gracias.
depende cómo vayas a presentar, qué público tengas, cuándo estás. Las canciones son a momentos.
Es
Sí,
correcto.
exacto.
Es como un DJ. No vas a poner las canciones estas a cierto momento y
Hasta que se arrime la gente a la pista.
si la gente empieza con estas y luego ya los empieza a enviar a ambientar y luego ya están bien ambientados y ahora llega el punto donde así saca estas para que griten
Sí.
y luego los vuelves a bajar con una bien triste. O sea, it's about momentum.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
So, por eso les comento y les comparto las de las canciones.
It was.
Se los voy a cantar acústica para que más o menos escuchen de lo que. Saludcita.
Salud. Salud, papá.
Si supieras cuánto yo te quiero. llanto, porque tú me dices que no me quieres, que ese amor que sentí se fue acabando. De repente quisiera olvidar, pero es difícil para mí pensar que ya nunca te voy a tener más. Es que no quiero llorar, porque tú me dices que ya no me quieres más. Es que no quiero pensar en ese amor que tengo para ti, que te pude dar. Es que no.
Eso fue de lo primero.
I like it.
De hecho, eso fue, si no me equivoco, fue mi segunda canción o tercera canción que compuse.
Was that a breakup or something que pasó?
No,
Más.
no,
¿Cuántas llevas compuestas ya, bro?
last time I checked, it was about 400.
That's what I only asked you because creo que fue una de las primeras, ya. Eso, me encanta eso. Cuando dice alguien eso es que ya, o sea,
Ya entiendo.
un repertorio, o sea, increíble.
Sí, la verdad, por eso quería compartirles cómo vamos. You know, ese es nomás para. Sí, se me oye como bien high school. Sí, supiera.
Viene enamoradillo,
Ahí está, es de high school. ¿No? Cuánto te extraño, porque tú me dices que no me quieres, que ese amor que sentí.
Sí, viene enamorado. Ahorita es te odio.
Esa es la idea de
That time of your life.
Yes.
Now, was that for anybody? Do you remember?
No, de hecho, mi música, yo antes pensaba igual que tenía que ir pasando por cosas, pero no, I realized that I can
Yeah.
yo puedo, además, people talk to me y me dicen, ay, me te veo la chingada esto. Y yo,
Ahí está.
¿en serio? A ver, dime.
Escribe mi
I
siguiente
got like
canción.
10 minutes.
Escribe mi siguiente canción.
Yes, and I've done that, sí me ha pasado. Bendito Dios. So,
¿Lo vas a hacer del podcast? Aquí.
que sí.
Pinche
podcast no vale madre. Porque te invitaron a un podcast.
Sin saber en qué me metí. Lo acepté. Lo acepté sin saber. Me arrepentí al momento.
Alright, so what's next after that song?
Bueno, esa fue nomás les comentaba, o sea, sí, como pueden ver, hace media, hasta los principios de la
Melodía todavía.
Y luego después, bueno, no sé si quieren escuchar, es más, hice una canción que tipo, les voy a igual un pedacito más para que más o menos tengan una idea. Le hice el estilito como, no sé, con letra moderna, pero con el estilito de los 50s, 60s. Desde que te miré, de ti me enamoré. Desde ese día pa' acá, en ti pienso nomás porque me gustas. Ay, mi amor, tú a mí me gustas. Tus labios al besar me hacen suspirar, y al hacerte el amor mis ojos vueltas dan porque me gustas. Ay, mi amor, tú a mí me gustas. Me gusta estar así, momentos compartir, películas mirar. Te empiezo a besar porque me gustas. Ay, mi amor. Eso es como para que la enamores, así como que...
sí. Obvio.
Pero digo, no sé.
Porque la encandiles.
Sí, algo así se llama.
Esa es ochentera porque tú decías para ver películas.
Bueno, la quise hacer con el estilito de los 50, 60.
Yeah.
Y luego no sé si dice, tus labios al besar me hacen suspirar y al hacerte el amor, mis ojos vueltas dan por
Es que estaba parado.
Sí, enamoradito.
Estaba parado el ratito, pero
Sí. Pero no que más o menos lo vayan viendo. como-
Así empezamos todos.
que ahorita te odia.
Sí.
Te odia.
Ahí va, ahí vienen unos.
Sí. Que no, que palomita, no, la pinche urraca, hija de chingada. Me cae pinche.
Pero sí, como pueden ver, son algunas.
Oye, Robert, la que más me ha llamado la atención y ya has escuchado el video y todo eso.
It's really man.
El que tal si te escapas del cielo.
La de Hasta el cielo. Bueno, esa canción, volviendo a lo mismo, lo que les comentaba, hay gente que les gusta mi música y hay gente que conecta.
Yeah.
So with that song, me di cuenta que la gente conectó, even though it's been my simplest song, que nomás la canto, la hago hum y toco guitarra. Y ya tiene varios millones de visitas en
Wow.
YouTube. And, you know, y le hemos invertido a canciones con banda y con mariachi, que las haces, las perfeccionas a todo lo que va y nomás tus amigos, no te likes.
Esa melodía es pegajosa. ¿No?
Tu mamá te da un like, tu tía también ya te da un like, ¿verdad? Pero estas canciones, esta canción, Hasta el cielo se llama, es una de las canciones que me he fijado que
Al conectado.
desde que la hice, yo estaba dormido
Órale.
y me levanto así, lo traigo.
And what was the motivation?
Mi padre, tengo ya 15 años va a cumplir, o cumplió. Pero no nomás mi padre, sino,
Sí.
I've lost a lot of people to
Yeah.
my family.
Obvio.
Y aparte de lo que nosotros hacemos, I don't only sing, sino nomás también me contratan para servicios de como serenatas,
Sí.
para ir a cumpleaños, igualmente para funerales. So it has to do with many things de lo que uno hace, de lo que uno ve, de lo que uno vive, de lo que uno siente, porque a veces uno va y canta y te sientes bien feliz, vas a una serenata, a una tocada y estás cantando bien padre porque they're celebrating.
Right.
Pero hay veces que nos toca ir a cantar donde they're saying goodbye to something.
Yeah.
So you cry to, yo también lloro, ¿me entiendes?
Y eso es lo que te iba a decir porque como yo, perdí a mi padre hace unos años y me llamó la atención el título de la canción por eso.
Hasta el cielo.
Hasta el cielo o Si te puedes escapar del cielo. Esa fue una de las canciones que me llamó bastante, la escuché. Chingado.
Conectar.
A conectar. Ahí vas. Sí. A eso iba también porque estaba conectando
Sí.
con él en el momento que estaba viendo tu video. Por eso te pregunto esa pregunta.
Sí, y como les comento, o sea, es música información que conecta conmigo y el momento así, digo, si no lo hago ahorita, later voy a estar más viejo, menos energía, menos ganas, so might as well just do it right now. Time's gonna fly, y como lo está escuchando, lo único que va a dejar uno son...
No, o si no, al rato te sale otra melodía que se parecía a esta.
Ándale.
Que en vez de haber hecho esta, sacaste la otra.
Sí.
Ya más débil, más.
Yo nomás quiero saber porque dijiste ahorita que si no es más viejo, la chingada que lo te amigo.
Alguien no le da como.
Like the only one with the white hair here.
Hey, mine is silver, bro.
Este pinche bigote. Parece que se tragó un caballo, le quedó la pinche cola de afuera. Mira nomás. Anyway,
Déjalo.
can you please look?
Les voy a cantar esta canción que les comento. Esta canción, gracias a Dios, en TikTok, en lo que ha sido YouTube y todo, mucha gente conectó con ella y mucha gente me la ha pedido, bendito Dios. Igualmente no es fácil para mí cantarla every time, pero
Chuck sabe.
me gusta y creo que ya Dios me ha dado la oportunidad de, just do it and then share it for the people.
Eso.
So, dice así, se llama Hasta el cielo.
hasta el cielo. Puedo sentir que me estás viendo. La única forma de mirar que está en mis sueños, en mis pensamientos, en los bellos recuerdos que de ti yo tengo. Hasta el cielo te mando a ti, mi amor completo. Te extraño tanto a cada instante, pues me haces falta y no te tengo, ya no puedo seguir viviendo. Hasta el cielo te mando 1000 besos, te extraño cada día más. Algún día vamos a encontrarnos, pero mientras te voy a extrañar. Aunque mis ojos ya estén cansados, pero no dejo de llorar. Aunque mis ojos ya estén cansados, pero no dejo de llorar. Yo te siento aquí a mi lado, en la brisa te puedo escuchar hasta el cielo. Te dedico esta canción.
Y nomás escucharlo un poquito.
Eso es.
Thanks a lot for making us feel sad. Thanks a lot.
Sí,
So,
no,
Es
no
que
me importa.
me imagino que cada vez que la cantas te recuerda
cabrón,
cómo la
¿eh?
compusiste, ¿verdad?
Está cabrón.
¿Y el por qué?
So I lost my mom when I was 16, and every time we play Serenatas Mother's Day for Mundo Mariachi, and it's hard. It's hard when I sing. Sometimes, especially if I see a lady that looks like her. Oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
No, pues te comento que nos ha tocado que vamos y it's not only that, yo voy y comparto, like literally. Y así como sales bien emocionado de una parte, puedes salir llorando de una parte, literalmente.
Yeah.
Pero qué padre que te prestas para eso.
Sí, no,
O sea, que no te... no, o sea,
no,
te,
tiene que ser
te
algo-
envuelves en el momento con ellos.
Sí.
Y por eso mucha gente creo conecta con eso. Con tu lado humano de que no te cierras. No, yo soy que no, te vengo.
Yo nomás canto de hombres.
Yo puro bajúa, yo puro
Ay,
bajúa.
es verdad, así,
Qué
sí
bien.
conectas y entonces les comento, o sea, mi música no es de lo que yo vivo, no es exactamente lo que yo soy, sino es simplemente lo que yo miro, lo que percibo y lo que puedo yo compartir, porque yo pudiera hacer una canción, pero pues nunca o se me puede ocurrir, como dijimos, ¿verdad? Y se te olvide y ya.
Right.
Pero it takes a lot of effort to actually just wake up, porque esa la compuse en un sueño, levantarte, escribirla, producirla, hacerla.
Pues ya sabemos que te
promover.
inspiró en el sueño.
Sí.
Yeah.
Fíjate que
No,
sí.
¿cómo?
Wow.
One of those vivid dreams que...
¿Ya? Sí, de ahí
Absolutely.
viene.
Wow.
Pero esa es una de ellas igualmente, como vamos, son canciones que he estado haciendo within time.
When did you write that one?
Ya tiene, hijos, es que ahí los, ¿cómo se llama?
Track, ¿no?
De lo del time. Estamos a martes, no miércoles. I really lose it because sí, la verdad me gusta vivirla y se me olvida.
But
Creo
just
que,
protect yourself ahora con el Y2K, ¿ok?
¿verdad que sí?
Ahí viene.
Otra vez.
Oye, Roel, vamos a cambiar aquí un poquito de plática. ¿Qué te inspiró Interline Films?
Interline Films. Interline Films es algo que empezó como yo lo empecé desde un principio. ¿Qué quiere decir? De que pues tenía que contratar un fotógrafo, un diseñador, quien te hiciera el video, quien te dirigiera el video, we're talking about the whole procedure.
Ya.
O sea, hacer un video, hacer no nomás de eso, sino hacer todo lo que un artista ocupa, no nomás del artista, sino cualquier negocio. Necesitas presencia, promoción, advertisement,
Of course,
you
of
need
course,
everything,
yeah.
Quality, todo, money, the most important.
The most important thing.
¿Me entiendes? O sea, so, point being es de que de ahí empezamos y fue de que pues le dije a mi compa, le dije, préstame una cámara, cabrón. Tenía una ahí, no haciéndose nada, le dije, pues préstamela. Pero ni le sale, préstamela, préstamela. Le digo, no, préstamela, a ver qué sale. Le digo, no, pero cuídamela, güey, porque era una cámara, es good quality camera.
Yeah.
Pero ni él, haz de cuenta que la tenía guardada y nomás la tenía.
Porque no le sabía.
He's a good buddy of mine. Estábamos pisteando una vez, le digo, cabrón, le digo, ¿qué está haciendo esa cámara ahí? Le préstamela, no, hace tiempo. Pues es que es para tomar fotos, le préstamela tantito. Y total, ahí lo convencí. Pues de ahí empezó de que le acomodé un ángulo. The point being es que cuando yo hacía mi música, yo ya me imaginaba mis videos. ¿Sí me explico? Pero mis canciones, no covers, no nada, no, mis canciones. So eso ya traía desde hace tiempo. Y empecé a hacerlo yo mismo. Me tomé una foto, me acomodé un video. Y luego después dije, espérate, el video es not only about the camera, it's about the settings, the lighting, o sea, what you want to, ¿cómo se dice? ¿Qué quieres que la gente sienta? ¿Cómo lo quieres expresar? ¿Cómo lo quieres acomodar? What are you talking about? O sea, eran muchas cosas que estaba como, que no, pues, y no había, la verdad, if you guys go back 10, 15 years ago, video, ahorita ya de YouTube pues es una university, ¿verdad? Pero 15 years ago, it wasn't something to, let me check how to do it, no jalaba así. O sea, tenías que ver un cabrón de 30 minutes, nada más para que te explicara cómo prender la luz. O sea, así estaba el show. So I had to go, haz de cuenta que una universidad de puras cositas y empezamos a progresar. So I started learning about lighting, started about learning composition, framing it, everything, photograph, todo.
Es que hay un video que hiciste tú, music video that you did. Cantinero, algo de cantinero. Me gustó porque, como la empezaste, llegando ahí al parque del courthouse. Oh, madre, that was awesome.
Porterhouse, the one on the
It used to be there, not anymore. La salvamos, bendito.
Gustavo,
Ah, sí.
Porque ya no existe, ya no existe.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no, it's gone.
Pero,
It's a barber shop.
Yeah. No, it was era para el
Sí,
pool.
no, pero de ahorita.
Ahorita
el
que-
barber
Ah,
shop.
sí, es un barbershop.
yeah. Pero no, hombre, qué bonito.
Y eso es lo que queremos hacer con nuestros nuevos videos y nuestras nuevas producciones. O sea, hay negocios que ya tienen muchos años, hay cosas que han tenido for the longest time.
Yeah.
Y eso es lo que más me gusta a mí, como siempre ando viendo como que tienen más tiempo aquí.
Sí.
Exactamente.
Porque
mucho
no
lugares
todos
aquí.
para siempre, no todos somos para
Yeah.
forever, ¿verdad? So, I'm trying to do
También me
as-
quedé muy amigado con el séptimo contacto que hiciste con Jesse Turner, también los videos, y me imagino con otros artistas también.
Sí, le hemos hecho a varias
Brutos,
personas. Sí.
brutos videos.
Sí, sí,
Es
sí.
lo que tratamos de hacer aquí nosotros también, capturar al Laredo Viejo. Nosotros queremos traer a gente que ha tenido negocios aquí toda la vida, restaurantes, o lo que tú quieras,
Sí.
para capturarlos, porque muchas veces se olvida la comunidad de ellos. Y lo que queremos nosotros que quede marcado, como dices tú.
Que haya una
Ellos,
ventana.
cuando nadie más lo hizo, ellos se arriesgaron y fundaron este negocio, lo levantaron, lo desarrollaron con éxito. So that's what we're trying to do. We're going to have that here one night. We're going to have podcasts with all the old businesses,
Quickie Bakery,
everybody.
Tumbler,
Glass Kitchen. We're trying to bring everybody that's still left here.
Sí, sí,
We
sí.
want to bring them here. TJ, of course, will be here because he's part of the whole. So maybe you want to show up that night, just so you can
Sí,
meet some
no,
of the
pero
folks
es lo que les
and work with
comento.
them.
Yes. No, definitivamente les digo. Porque a veces creemos que todo es para siempre y nada más lo que vivimos lo estamos consumiendo como how we're perceiving it at that moment, but no, there's a lot more to that. Entonces yo siento que if we stand still and capture what we used to have, es como lo que están diciendo, no nomás es lo que tienes, sino de dónde vienes.
Sí.
¿Me explico?
Yeah, 'cause you forget where you came from.
This is what I think is fucking
or
hilarious.
to know where you're going, you must never forget where you came from.
Ay, pues.
Well, you know what I think is hilarious? That y'all talk shit about me. I'm not even the oldest in this fucking table.
Who is the oldest?
I'm not gonna say who it is, but I don't know why y'all think I'm the oldest. Just like that other guy over there think talks a lot of shit about me old. I'm not that. I just look old.
That's fine. You're mistaking them for somebody else.
¿Qué es el futuro, Roel, para ti?
Sí,
El,
para Roel, no.
el futuro queremos que sea pura positividad, paz
Eso.
y prosperanza. Eso es lo que
Exactamente.
buscamos. O sea, constancia más que nada porque, te voy a decir una cosa, we have many plans, but we don't always have the same energy every day that we wake up.
Absolutely.
So we gotta maintain that. And how do we maintain it? Pues keeping focus, quitarte de distracciones, quitarte de chingaderas, como dicen.
Sí,
los
exacto.
compadres.
Yeah.
Being
Keep it
focused, simple, as much simple as you can. Es como dicen, entre más sencillito lo lo hagas, menos pedo te metes. O sea, just
Exactamente.
simple, share it,
What am
keep on
I?
sharing it. Don't even look around. Que si les gustó, just the next one, man.
That's a logo for a slogan for one of my businesses. It's simple for optimal results.
Ándale.
Perdón.
Ahí está. Ya está registrado.
Ahí está. Apenas le iba a registrar ya. Ya me ganó.
Sí, ya. ¿Qué más tienes ahorita?
Simple and thank God for Viagra.
Yes.
That's the other business.
Ahora bueno, vamos a irnos yendo a cómo empezamos a evolucionar. Bueno, como les comentaba, esa canción de Cantinero igual fueron de las canciones que un tiempo paré como unos 5 o 6 años que no había compuesto nada. I was praying to God, I was like, dude, like,
Did you have like a writer's block or
Sí.
no salía nada?
no sale nada. Pero es que, no, pero yo siento que era porque estaba too focused on the filming.
Oh.
Ah, ok.
O sea, no que le eché la culpa,
Creativity
No,
was.
pero
but,
yeah.
you know, like, you do one thing or
Yeah.
the other, you know, so I was focused on it, like, really hardcore. So, quería hacer la música también y no podía, estaba como, Dios, ayúdame.
Yeah.
No, hasta que acabes de hacer lo que estás haciendo.
Está bien. Está bien.
So, you know, we started doing some stuff y ya empezamos y luego ya se empezó a acomodar mejor, con más clientes, con más gente, empezaron a conectar y pues empezó a salió la canción de Cantinero y muchas más que ahorita una de ellas que quiero compartir es esta canción que les voy a compartir es de el estilo banda, por les comento.
Okay.
Igual toda la música que les estoy cantando la pueden escuchar en YouTube, any platform, digital platform,
Eso. Okay.
TikTok, wherever you guys want to
Good to
listen to it. So, es igual música original para que la escuchen, dice así. Es cuando te mandan a la chingada.
Uy. Cada ratito aquí.
Que si te quise no lo niego, y si mi amor fue sincero, pero tuviste que regalar tanto que yo te quería, pero tú con tus mentiras hoy por ti no siento nada. Me sorprende la coincidencia que del tú te me aparezcas y que quieras que te perdone. Te has de haber dado cuenta ahora que anduviste suelta. Por favor no te acomodes. A ti ya te olvidé de mi mente, te saqué, qué pedota la de ayer, que hasta tu número borré, ya no pienso más en ti, yo no sé qué haces aquí, queriendo convencerme de tus mentiras, me aburrí. A ti te superé, una noche me gasté bien borracho y
lo ves.
Eso.
You know, I want to thank you for writing that song for my ex-wife.
Different song.
Digo, pues,
That's badass.
sí cuadra, ¿no? Es cierto.
Sí, claro, sí.
Depende la hora de la noche y
Ya.
cómo lo ves.
Pero interpretas diferente.
Pero el video está pesado, ese
Está bonito,
está con madre. Ese está muy bien, me gusta. Está bien. Aunque sea banda, como digo, pero la música, la tonada de esa banda.
Y les voy a decir una cosa, alguien norteño, alguien conjunto, alguien tejano, si escuchara bien la canción y música, pueden hacerla cualquier
Sí, se
escuela.
acopla a cualquier
O sea,
escuela.
literalmente yo nomás
Es lo que
quiero
escucho.
compartir,
Sí.
nada más como la miro, no como
El mensaje.
quieren que lo yo haga.
Yeah.
Ándale.
Mi estilo no es norteño ni
No, pero es el feeling que trae la canción, es el mensaje. Se interpreta en cualquier género.
Te
correcto.
voy a encargar una canción para que escribas.
Oíla.
For
No
the
es la
Lord.
idea.
For the
Saca
Lord.
los $4,000.
A ver si puedes hacer un video con una canción que tú vas a escribir para los soldados.
Oh wow, that's a big challenge.
Aquí, en Laredo.
Yeah.
Los de aquí de Laredo.
And we can do some research to help you out with that. Porque
That'll be cool.
no hay mucho, fíjate.
Sí,
There's a friend of mine that wrote a song for Vietnam vets.
Yeah.
Pero I'm talking about Tejano veterans, like us, ¿me entiendes? We can tell you stories about what we was, and then
Para poder
you're
conectar
still-
mucho mejor con la gente, porque te digo, I could say it through what I know,
Yeah.
pero estudiar mejor through what you guys actually,
Oh, sí, porque
you know,
puedes
with
decir
some
muchas
keywords, some,
I
you
know,
know,
yeah,
todo.
just the
Just
ideas
que nomás
you
para
can
que
put
se-
it together.
Sí,
Yeah.
pero-
Sí, porque
That's
puedes
badass.
decir, me fui con mucho valor y regresé con una pierna menos. Eso.
Sí,
Ya.
yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Regresé insensible a la
Can we get a drug test?
Hablabas
No,
chileno,
like,
¿no?
No,
Ay,
no,
¿por
no,
qué?
sí,
¿Te echas
no,
algo?
That's a good idea.
no, la verdad, se me hace que siento que saldría algo bonito y creo yo que si me comparten un poquito más de lo que
No.
sería, you know,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
some keywords here and there.
Just keywords.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to sign up. Don't make me get on the bus.
Dejé a mi novia y me fue feliz cuando estuve por lejos.
Me duele.
Pero sí.
Ay, cómo duele.
Ay, cómo
Esa es
duele.
otra canción.
Ah, sí.
Ya tuvimos aquí a Joe.
Joe, yeah, that was here.
Ay, sí.
Joe, you're watching. Hello, you're not.
Saludos musicales.
Shame on you.
Shame on you for not watching.
You're an alumni guest. You should be watching all the time, Joe.
Every Thursday, Joe, at 7 p.m.
No, y con esta canción me quiero no despedirme, pero quiero enseñarles
Órale.
lo que últimamente estamos haciendo.
There you go. What is here?
Esta canción sí, la verdad, como les comento, sí es igual, tipo como la de, me inspiró un poquito como la de Hasta el Cielo.
Ok.
Todavía no la grabamos, todavía no ni la promovemos, so you guys are...
Ahora.
Oh, wow, we get a chance to love.
Get the premiere, ¿no?
Yeah.
Eso.
Ya la tenemos en YouTube, solamente, it's there, but it's not promoted.
Okay.
So,
It's just there.
yeah, it's just there. So you can guys go check it out.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Come on.
Esta canción se llama Hoy sale el sol. A ver si les
Ah,
parece. Quiero que la escuchen y ustedes me dicen de qué es lo que quiere decir, sale. Con otro estilo. Dice así.
Hoy sale el sol para el que quiere, para el despistado un día soleado le puede hacer nublado. Abre bien los ojos y vive más, no dejes que el tiempo pase por tus manos como si fuera hoy la vida es en vano. Deja lo pasado que quede atrás y vive el presente que es lo que tienes y no te preocupes por lo que viene. Haga lo que hagas van a criticar, tengas o no tengas o si les convienes, tú sigue luchando por lo que quieres. Hoy sale el sol para el que quiere, para el despistado un día
día soleable puede ser nublado. Abre bien los ojos y vive más. No dejes que el tiempo pase por tus manos como si fuera hoy la vida es en vano. Deja lo pasado que quede atrás y vive el presente, que es lo que tienes, y no te preocupes por lo que vienes. Hagas lo que hagas, van a criticar, tengas o no tengas, o si les convienes, tú sigas luchando por lo que quieres. Hoy sale el sol para el que quiere, para el despistado un día soleable puede ser nublado.
Eso, Roel.
There you go, man.
Buen
Man,
tema.
talk about living day by day, man. And
Exactly.
Take it positive. I like
Take
it.
advantage
Y
of it.
eso habla de la evolución de mis temas, a cómo los he compuesto.
Exactamente. Sí, wow, Roel.
Wow.
¿Dónde andabas? We never got you.
Aquí estamos en la
Sí,
red y aquí
sí.
también para la red igual.
Seguro que sí, seguro que sí. Y como siempre aquí van a tener las puertas abiertas. Cuando gustes, bro, just give us a call.
Para avances de
Thank you.
los proyectos.
No, claro que sí.
Lo que
O
sea,
sea,
debut de proyectos también.
Right. Thank you guys for the space and,
Yeah.
and the window that you guys are creating, porque también es el tiempo, el espacio, la energía, you know, like everything.
Yeah.
Bueno, esto ya se había hablado hace poco, nomás que pues, a veces ya, como dices, no tengo dinero,
No hay nada que
que
dar.
pero no, Roel,
Muchas gracias, guys.
No, a
por
ti,
la
muchas
invitación.
gracias. Y como siempre, tienes tu casa aquí.
Se los agradezco, muchas gracias
Ándale.
por el espacio, la invitación y su gente, su público que escucharon un poquito de mi música y vamos a estarles trayendo más música.
Yeah.
Como ahorita
Yes.
les trajimos 3, 4 canciones.
Sí.
Yes.
Tenemos mucho más canciones, más
Eso.
música para compartir, pero les digo, hay de canciones a canciones, hay de... No todo es para gustar y no todo es para que te cuadres, es nomás para que
Un feeling.
un feeling dependiendo cómo andes y just to let you know guys, my music out there is out there, ahí en YouTube, check it out.
Ahí como que ahorita hablamos.
Sale.
Ok.
Que no te vas todavía, because we wanna
Yeah.
get some
Sorry.
pictures and stuff. And you know what? So, you know, the biggest form of flattery is imitation, right?
Yep.
So there's other podcasts in Laredo, and they're just looking and seeing what we're doing. So, I mean, now that you know,
We have a
don't be surprised if somebody asks you to come on and do what you did. You do it, man, because every chance you can to promote your stuff.
No, es que yo creo que todos, si no hay competencia en sí mismos, entonces no estamos haciendo nada.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, it doesn't even matter, like, if they're not, or
Yeah, that's
or
on
they are
them.
doing it.
That's on them.
¿Sí me explico?
Sí.
Es igual, como te digo, yo te puedo decir, oye, pues, ¿qué están haciendo esa música? Hermano,
Don't worry about it.
you listen to my music, it doesn't even have to do with anything
Yes.
to
Absolutely.
what we're shooting for, or
Absolutely.
even just thinking of.
Yeah.
You know, es igual como su podcast. Entonces, ustedes están haciendo el estilo, están, you know, your focus is on point, you know, invitando a artistas, a doctores, gente que...
Exactamente.
So, it's pretty cool, man.
Something different. And again, I want to thank you because, like I said last week, I'm very sorry, man. I still feel bad. Llegaste tú ready to do this, and no sé la oportunidad, pero
Así pasa, hermano.
Sí.
No todos.
pero you came back.
No,
That says a lot about you, and I appreciate that. Much respect.
It does.
Lisa Peterson also from one tiger to another. Many blessings, amazing talent.
Sí.
Once a tiger, always retarded.
Yeah.
She wrote that. she wrote that.
Ya la invitamos para que
Sí,
venga. Ya está invitada ella también para que venga y se siente aquí con nosotros.
No,
That's
thank
what
you
it says.
guys. La verdad agradezco mucho su espacio, su tiempo y la invitación, la cortesía que nos han brindado y nos vemos pronto. Digo, no
Alright.
parece que
Check this out. We're trying to do a telethon soon.
Ah, sí.
So we're definitely going to bring you on to do a performance so we can raise some money. In fact, I think we're going to land on some kind of veterans.
Maybe Veterans Day time o a ver qué, pero en eso estamos ahorita. En los proyectos estamos tratando de conseguir todo el talento que se
Sí,
pueda.
como siempre le digo a la raza, le digo, es una logística, compadre.
Sí.
No nomás es una idea de decir, sí, que a toda madre. No. Es una logística de que si puede, que si quiera, que no quiera,
Sí,
que si se va a hacer y que se logre, que todo se dé un momento.
Ándale, que
Y
todo venga juntos.
I understand, sí, no.
So we'll bother you later on with that. We would love to have
Pues ya
you.
saben que tienen mi tiempo, mi apoyo y thank you guys.
Appreciate it, man.
Gracias.
No,
Suerte,
really,
que se la pasen bonito.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
¿Cómo no?
Guys, we're almost done. This has been the longest. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's some music right there. No, me cae te shut up. No conoces el vato. So we got one more guest, and we thank him because he's been here since the beginning. He ate like half of the pizza.
Since 2 p.m.
I don't know if he drank. He's been outside.
Outside 2 p.m.
Actually, our security guard.
It's just a
I'm
security.
just like somebody who was he on the show? A couple of podcasts.
No, he wasn't. It was the ultra. It was his twin brother. He wasn't here. His twin brother. Anna, come on in. So thank you so much, man.
No. It's all good. It's all good.
Camera. So Adam's here to promote something very exciting, something new in Laredo. There are many like it, but this one is ours.
Wait.
What?
I just want to clear something up.
Go ahead.
Is it true? And you don't have to, accept or deny or.
I'm not gonna confirm or deny until I
Are
actually
you?
hear legit.
I hear that you're Lucio Santana's keeper.
Yes.
That you're the one that puts him in the box. Porque acá que Mr. Rich, que mogul, y que.
No, I keep him at bay.
Oh, okay.
Don't invoke him, cause
Dude, what do you feed him? Like gold dust? Or he thinks he's like. He's spinning in jet setter?
Used condoms.
A lot of drugs. Just to
I'm
keep him at bay.
I'm just glad he's not here today because we talked a lot about vintage stuff and you would have said it's
Here.
it's all
He would have
hashtag
had a
TV,
field
yeah.
day. A little bit wanted like just no. It's kind of like Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, I got you. So, regardless, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes.
Now you said okay.
Yeah,
It's
no.
more like
I'm the one in control.
It's more like RuPaul.
Oh.
Well, no, because RuPaul is still just one person.
No, it's not. It's
Jekyll and Hyde.
RuPaul.
You see, you're invoking. You're invoking the Lucio.
Okay, no.
You're invoking
No,
Lucio.
No, because I see gold chains in the chair over there.
Yeah.
So at any moment he can pop up. Please,
Yes.
please.
So
I see the fedora and the gold chains there.
It's kind of like Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
You don't want to say Beetlejuice 3 times. He's gonna end up appearing. So you don't want to provoke him 3 times to.
Just RuPaul.
So we kept you here for the longest time. So I know
No, it's fine.
I know we won't take up too much of your time.
No.
Just
no
as TJ was started saying, tell us about where you're at with the.
So, as you guys, as I've been trying to promote, or Lucio has been promoting, we are starting up a wrestling academy.
Right.
We're gonna have.
So it is true. He wasn't just throwing it around.
Oh, no.
He
It is
has the money to do it.
The way he was doing it was kind of he wants to take all the props for it.
Right.
No, we do have somebody that's helping us out.
He's gonna
And,
be coming out of the box.
Yes. He's trying. He's knocking.
Alan,
But
is
no.
that true, Alan? I am in charge.
No, I'm in charge. I'm the guy to come and talk
You're
to.
gonna start like, stop talking.
Start a fetal position here in the cold shower. No. So no, we are starting. We're actually shooting for June 2nd to have a open house for the academy. We want to promote. Well, I want to start promoting already. We're on the final stages of actually finishing up the ring.
Oh, excellent.
We have a ring.
Great.
We have a location.
Great.
It's gonna be at the Mariachi Mix location.
Okay.
So I wanna call that area the Mariachi Mix Patio.
The patio.
So, yeah, the patio.
It's patio for us here in the U.S.
Oh, patio.
It's not patio, it's patio.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then we should call it yard.
Yeah. There
The
you go.
yard.
Yeah. Mariachi Mix yard.
Stomping ground.
Yeah, stomping ground. Yeah, you know what? I like stomping ground. I think we should call it
Because
Mariachi
it's,
Mix
right.
stomping ground because it is. You're right. You know what? Props to you.
Yeah, that's why I get the big bucks here.
Yeah, no. So once we make it big, the idea you're gonna get some royalties there.
That's what she said. Once you make it big.
Point. Well.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Lucio. Anyway, so yes, June 2nd, we are gonna have. It's more than anything to showcase. It's for.
It's not a soft opening yet.
It's not a soft opening. It's just this is who we are. This is what we're about. Showcase the experience that we have.
Great.
My role, I'm pretty much just gonna be the operations manager. I'm gonna be operating everything. I have trainers already that are gonna be there, or at least most of them are gonna be there.
Would you like to say some of the trainers? Like, is it OG guys or
It's
recent, current actual wrestlers, or
It's current wrestler. It's 2 current wrestlers. One of them, I don't want to mention their names just yet.
okay? No, that's
Just
fine.
until we have them.
I just want the audience to
Yes.
maybe get a tune in.
One of them, he has quite some experience. He's a second generation wrestler. His dad was a wrestler in Nuevo Laredo at the Caro Luis, and then they come and wrestle here from Los Comandos.
Oh, nice.
So one of their sons is gonna be one of
Right.
our. Well, he's gonna be my head trainer, so he's gonna be the one leading and everything.
Yeah.
I have another trainer that is that wrestles. He wrestles in Houston with Booker T. So
With
he's gonna
Booker
be
T?
with Booker T. With Reality of Wrestling.
Gatito.
No, it's not. Name's Raxon.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Raxon Moreno. So he's gonna be helping us out as well whenever he's
It's a good
not
thing you didn't want to
out
mention
there.
any names.
Well, I mean, he started throwing the names out there, so I might as well throw out there.
You see how I work now?
Yeah, it's
Psyops.
Yeah.
Psyops.
So yeah, he's gonna be helping us out whenever he's not doing his thing in Houston.
That's great, but I just want everybody to know like they got to the wrestling matches and that he's gonna be there.
Yes.
He's one of the trainers.
He is
of
gonna be one of the
consultants
trainers
or
there.
whatever.
That's there.
Yeah, I just want him to, that
Yes.
way you get more gathering.
Yes.
Rather than just, we're just gonna go to the opening and see what happens.
Well, it was kind of more of a surprise, but thank you.
Great.
for
Great.
explaining
Yeah, we
this.
won't say that the Undertaker's gonna be there.
Well, no.
Oh, my
No,
bad.
it'll be Kane. Cole.
Yeah,
Or
Kane's.
Mexi.
Yeah, but Kane's fried chicken, right?
Mexi Kane
Mexican.
and Cole Kane. Anyway, so yeah, props out to that guy that he was just at one of the events for APW. So
Nice.
Cocaine, I guess Rudy somehow brought him. Props to him. But yeah, we're trying to get this going. Regardless of what Lucio said, yes, we are looking for sponsors. So if anybody is willing to sponsor,
That's the reality of things.
the reality.
He comes in like, okay, I got to buy as my supporters. That I got all this.
Like I said, he's a big
Jackie,
dreamer. Lucio's a big
Emirates
dreamer.
States, I don't know.
Sometimes I just let him run with it. Yeah.
So do we here. Like when he shows up, we
Oh
just put
yeah,
up with
no,
him.
thank you. Because if not, I have
Next
to.
time we're just gonna call you we get you off your vehicle and come get him out.
Yes,
Because sometimes she does get a little annoying, to say the
a
least.
little. Shit, I'm surprised TJ hasn't beaten the shit out of
Yeah.
him.
Well, we just don't want to bother you when you're waiting for him out there in your vehicle.
No,
We don't want blood in your truck.
But he does say, well, my chauffeur's waiting for me. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
There's
No,
no need
that's-
for that. There's no need for that. I mean, you're helping the guy out.
But you see, he's. Como dice, dime de qué presumes y te digo de qué careces.
Yeah,
that's
Put
true.
it that
Very
way,
true. Very
Right? So, yeah, like I said, I'm surprised TJ hasn't beaten the crap out of him. I know
I
he's
think
been
it's going to
into
get
this.
to that.
Yeah,
I think it's going to get to that.
I want to see
This
that.
guy was telling me something earlier, like if that Lucio comes by today, I'm going to take him up in the ring. I don't know, man. I mean,
Yeah, I want
are
to
you
see
going to
that.
throw out a challenge, TJ, or what?
No, the first chance we get, once we get started with this academy,
Super Columpia's going to make this
so we're going to be a Gacho Bad Kid. What is it?
Yeah.
Super cool. I got your kid. I got your bad kid. I got your bad kid.
And Columpia Norte, but we parted ways with that guy.
Well,
Yeah, so.
So, what's going to happen on that day on the second? Are we going to have an exhibition match, or what are we going to
yes,
see?
there's going to be an exhibition match.
Excellent.
If we can fit in, we might have another one. I don't want to promise anything. A lot of my guys that have been training or that were training with me haven't trained in a while. So I just saw one of them the day that we started putting up the ring. And I go, dude,
He's
¿qué
moving
pasó? Like, ¿qué pasó? Like, literally, it's like, you're no longer Sparky, you're Spark Plug. So, yeah, they've gained a little bit of weight,
Yeah, a
but
little bit, yeah.
they can still move around.
There you go.
So that's what I'm expecting. I'm really hoping that we can get this kicked
But it's
off.
okay because it's an exhibition fight.
Oh yes.
You know, while they're doing their exhibition, they can be teaching the audience, hey, this is part of and you know.
Yeah,
they
no,
don't
of
have
course.
to-
Yeah, but it's a good idea. Actually, break it down.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you
They're
also
not
you
play by
also,
play kind of sort.
you also want to have a good exhibition match.
To get them aroused.
To
Well,
get
I think
people-
they're already aroused because they're there.
Yes.
They're going to be there. So there's a following.
There's
in
a
their
fol-
heart, there's a following. What I call the magic of the lucha libre.
Yeah, it's kind of like football. If the team sucks.
We're not talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
I didn't say who.
Again,
I didn't say
talk
what
about the
team.
Dallas
Again, fuck all of you.
I'm not gonna talk about. Hey,
Look,
we still got
it
next
could
season.
be worse. You could root for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Ooh.
No, I don't think it gets worse than the Dallas Cowboys.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
kidding?
those
You could go
cons.
Cleveland Browns.
How many
cons and Vegas
how many
have
teams
an
are in the
opportunity.
NFL? How many teams?
Too many.
32. Out of those 32, 31 suck. The only one that's worse is the Cowboys. So anyway,
I
You were saying-
mean, we are. It is the old guy talking about an old.
That's
team.
the
The
old
old team. And old America.
It's
because
understandable.
It's America's team. Yeah, old America.
no, it will always be American team. That's okay. It's you don't have to love it.
No.
Just
It's
I
old
don't-
America, and then there's Americo Vespucci and the rest of the 31
Americo
teams.
I don't-
Pestapucci.
I think-
Americo Pestapucci.
I think the issue here is not so much the actual team; it's the fans.
Yeah.
So
All I have to say, this is our year. That's it.
Sure, you
sure,
said
that was the year before that.
No, I didn't mean it then. I
And
mean
the
it
year
now.
before.
This, I mean it now.
That makes all the world of a difference.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Then they're gonna get it. They are gonna get it this
I
year.
think people have been saying that since Bledsoe was their quarterback. on the end there.
Oh.
So, hey.
You took it there.
Yeah. But look, it could be
Hey,
worse.
but
You
Emmitt
could-
Smith is
you
coming
could
back
be
to-
a Texans fan like I
Hey,
am.
Emmitt Smith is supposed to come back. to the
Texans suck.
Exactly.
They
But
suck.
I just like you, you know what? I am a Texans fan.
Well,
Anyway.
we got Lisa saying bull. Not to
Bull?
say-
Oh
bull.
my God, Lisa
Bull.
is a freaking.
What did
Oh
she-
my God, the damn gay horses.
Gay
Colts?
No.
Broncos?
Oh, so the other one, the
Broncos.
Broncos.
Yeah, she's a Broncos fan. I don't know why.
Ah.
She's like the only Broncos fan in
The
Oregon.
ponies.
Yeah, the
Ponies. The unicorns.
And she says, you know why? Because she wanted to be a Mustang.
That's
That
But
explains
I
it.
understand.
She's a
that.
tiger.
Yeah.
So
Why-
that's a
why-
subliminal.
Yeah,
line.
there's some message.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Alexander.
Oh.
Alexander. Well, you're making it worse.
I would have been a Panther if I didn't.
Panther. Oh.
If I wouldn't have. I didn't. It wasn't my fault.
Wait a minute.
Woo!
Just picture the Golden Spurs dancing. Any of you old Golden Spurs that are out there from
Any of the Golden Spurs that are now like
Spurs.
350 pounds.
Take your kids.
Say hello.
Take your kids. June 2nd.
Yeah,
We'll,
take
we'll
your
work
kids.
with them. We'll work with them. Don't llévenlos.
No, but actually, now that you mentioned that, like, are there any medical or any kind of, I guess, what do you call it?
Restrictions?
Yeah, restrictions or ankle biters that you might think that, you know what, if your child is this, let's not get him induced because he's not going to be able to do it.
If they follow directions and
Anybody
they're
can-
able to pee on their own, we welcome them.
You're out, TJ.
I'm out.
Ages
I'm out. I gotta wear the
8,
pins.
8 and above. More than anything, it's a hassle to deal with
Yeah, I'm out
younger
too
kids.
because I'm on profile and I can't lift more than 10 pounds.
No, it's fine. We'll find a way. You don't have to work all that much.
Yeah.
You can always just hear chair shots, kendo sticks. We'll work something out. Don't worry about it. But yeah. I mean, any of you guys or if you guys have friends, invite them out.
Ages?
Ages
Limits?
8 and above,
Eight and
whatever age they want.
Really?
Yeah, we'll work with
Yeah,
all the ages.
some of the old guard like us.
We'll work with you
Yeah,
guys.
the
We'll
30
have
the 30
we'll have a
plus.
geriatric class for you
The
guys.
30 plus us?
Yes. Oh, I'm including on that one too.
There
So
you go.
the geriatrics, we'll have our own class as well.
That's great.
But we know
I would say
the way
that's
that
a
I'm
different
the way
pace.
that I'm trying to picture it is depending on how many kids we get. I want to divide. Once we have the amount, we want to divide it up. I'm looking at anywhere from 8 to maybe 12 years old is going to be one class. 13 to 16, 17 year olds is going to be a second class, and then over 18. Reason being, you're not going to have an 18-year-old guy
It's gotta be
body
same
slamming
caliber.
an 8-10-year-old.
You need same
We
caliber.
all wish we could sometimes.
It's like martial arts, yeah.
Yeah.
You told me last time. You and Lucio, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like martial arts. You got to get the right caliber of fighter.
Yeah.
against each other. Yeah.
It's like putting Lucio and TJ together. It's like
That's gonna be
Geriatric
fun,
and
man.
then-
I know you should do that, but in a ball pool.
Yeah.
In a ball pool, right?
Yeah, in a ball pit.
In a ball pool. Yeah. Or in mud. In mud.
Well, you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna piss both on Lucio and Alan. Oh, shit.
Then what am I doing?
Geriatric, you're using the word geriatric. Like I said, I'm not the oldest on the table.
So I learned another word.
I'm not trying to say that Fred is the there's gonna be a special class. I gotta include everybody. You know what I mean? Like I can't just be specific to him.
Make sure you have extra padding out there.
And extra depends.
And that's one of the things. Don't expect the ring to be this WWE ring to where it's not gonna
Well,
hurt
let's
our
not
back.
say anything. We'll let the crowd make their own decision.
Yes, but yeah, it's not. It's more of
You're
an
just
old
starting
school
out.
gym.
You're
Yeah,
starting
it's-
out. It's like Mickey's gym in Rocky.
and that's kind of my vision. It's it's a Mickey. It's
Mix.
we're gonna start
mixed
off
gym.
with a very bare minimum, and we're gonna work our way. Once
Mickey was my idol
I think
because Mickey loves me. Yeah, I guess you didn't see that too.
You mean Steamboat Willie? That Mickey? Or-
No, that's the perverted one. No, I'm talking about Mickey, the boxing man.
No, man.
Yeah.
The original.
The original Mickey.
No.
Yes.
The original
Penguin.
penguin.
Burgess Meredith.
Yes.
But going back to what you were saying,
Yes.
maybe so between now and then, maybe my challenge to you is maybe bring one of the instructors with you next time,
yeah,
so we can talk a little bit more, and if he can elaborate a little more.
we are.
Here's what we're gonna do with the kids, this and this. I mean, you know what's gonna happen.
Oh, yeah.
You're in charge overall.
Yes,
But to hear from one of the instructors, to hear the enthusiasm and stuff, it might get some of the more people pumped up. Like we had that call. Who was the Cardinals from San Antonio? A couple of podcasts. You know, last time.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
weren't here. Lucio was here.
I was watching from the truck, so I remember.
They called from San Antonio asking about it. So maybe we can bring one of the trainers and maybe pump up the situation a little bit more, just to hear the vibe that instructor. Don't bring the homegrown one. Talks like this.
Oh well, yeah. Most of them are like that.
Okay.
That's why they have Lucio, because Lucio's the one that does all the.
No, we're tired of having Lucio, man. Seriously.
But on a side note, that's one of the things. All joking aside, my main focus when I'm gonna be training with these kids is that it's character development.
Oh, absolutely, to 100%.
As you guys know, we're very different characters.
Yes, because that's a common mistake in wrestling.
They turn into the same one, and it's
No, it's not only that. They start with Greco and then pro or lucha, and then they go into pro.
Yes.
But they never develop character. They develop character afterwards.
Yes.
No.
And I don't want to do that. I want these kids to lose.
If the kid wants to wear a mask when he becomes a wrestler,
Yes.
then he starts wearing it since he starts training.
Yes.
Like in Mexico, like the lucha do.
And
Simple
you
as that.
start developing up that character. The thing is that you want to develop up their basics first.
Yeah.
Because then they'll start growing into the character and they'll forget about their basic training. So it's basic training. You have them learn the actual basics. You give them a gimmick first so that they can start getting into the ring and they can start wrestling as a gimmick and not their character. Because then I've seen it.
That'd be
To
nice.
where-
Maybe I'll do a class or something.
Yeah, so that one, because you'll have it once in a while. You'll have guys that come in, and then you give them like they'll start developing up their character, and they don't want to do anything else because now it's gonna hurt their character. Well, no, dude, that's why you have to wait until we give you
I'll take a couple of classes and
take
then
classes,
they
get
do a
actual into the
debut.
actual ring without you being your character. Because
Yeah.
if you debut as your character and you bomb the shit out of it,
You're done. with
you're
that.
done, and there's no getting back on that horse. It's real tough. So that's why I always think, okay, basics, we develop your character, or we develop your character while you're still doing basics. You come up to me, you're gonna give me your ideas. What do you want? What type of wrestler do you want to be? Whether you want to be a brawler, whether you want to be a high flyer, whether you want to be technical.
I just want to have like wizard powers. I just do this and they fall and like that kind of stuff.
And, trust me, and to be honest, I want to go away with that because you see it a lot. You see the guy that's wrestling.
Yeah.
He's wrestling we call it the invisible bear.
Sure.
it's a good practice technique, but to do it on a wrestling
Yeah.
event,
No, because you see all the botchness happening, even
Yes.
in the big 3-letter wrestling companies.
yes,
All the botching and the botching. There's some wrestler we call Botchy Lynch because she just constantly botches and botches.
yes,
And she's been wrestling for almost 10 years.
yes,
Give me a break.
with WWE,
Give me a break.
and she was,
Yeah.
she had been prior.
Then you have Stephanie Baker. Dude, 3 months she's a double title champion.
Mhm.
It's for a reason.
Oh yeah,
It's for a reason.
we have esta muchachita from Laredo,
Roxanne
Roxanne.
Perez,
She started
the prodigy.
the
Yeah.
prodigy. Although, and I don't care if I get beef, but there's a LWA.
Sure. Got
If
it.
you go into their page right now, it's all of their. That's their main focus.
Yeah,
And hey,
because she
fine.
came out of there.
Well,
Somewhat.
you would think that she would remember and she'd say, "Hey,
Here's the thing though. I don't think they let them go.
why
For a
not?"
certain time.
They keep saying that she's out of Laredo, so might as well say, "Hey, you know what?
But
Or
not from
I
what
started
promotion. But because
my
there's,
career in
there's
Laredo.
no linking between the promotions. That's why.
But even at
Shawn
at
Michaels
that, she
could've-
should have said, "I started my." I'd not say the name of the company, but saying I started wrestling in Laredo.
Shawn Michaels
And then
for
I
a long
moved to
time
Houston.
couldn't say that he was originally from San Antonio. Or that Jose Lotario, which is a Blue Demon here in the US, was his actual coach or trainer.
Yeah.
So, or
But there's ways of doing it.
Ultimate Warrior and Sting were what do they call they were like the first run of the Road Warriors,
Yeah.
but then they had to break them up. It became the Dingo Warrior, and then the American, and then the Ultimate Warrior, and then Sting became the
Yes.
Blade Runners. That's what they were called.
But then I
They
go
were
back.
tag teams.
There's ways of saying it.
Sure.
Yeah, I started. Stephanie Vaquero, maybe she didn't say that she came out of Consejo, but she says she came out of Mexico.
She came out of AAA. That's what she said. I know she's Consejo, but she did some time. The
She did
last
some
time
time.
Was
But
AAA.
because there's the link, but she still said Mexico. Before AAA and everything,
Yeah.
she always said Mexico.
And you know she's actually from Chile.
Yes, she's Chilean. She said that she started her career in Mexico. So what
You
I
should
mean
check her
is,
out, man. She's a real good wrestler.
yes. So if she wanted to, she would have found a way to give
Maybe we
props
can
to
get her on
that.
the podcast here one day when she comes through.
Yeah.
That'd be very
Her, even Roxanne, if she comes often, so
Yeah.
sometimes she'll post and she's like, "What? She's here." My little girl's on the Papi, Roxanne's here. Like I know, Mama.
But see, but that's cool because maybe those people made one appearance, one cameo
Yes.
at the academy.
Oh yeah.
They'll, apart the the side that they're getting this awesome training,
Yes.
they're meeting some of their now stars.
And
We
what I
couldn't do that
wanna-
when we were going on, unless when Kamala came into town at the Von Erich with Southwestern, World Class Championship. Only then we didn't have anything else. But now you have the academy here.
Sorry, Lucio says your all's age is showing.
You know what?
No, I'm just saying, Lucio just texted me right now.
You know what? I was gonna say next time you stop by, but I don't want it next time. What do you think?
I don't know.
No.
But
So,
anyway.
yeah, no. I understand. And yes, we want to start off first, and then once we get a little more, and that's where our sponsors would come in. Hey, you know what? We want to bring these guys in. We want to bring this guy. We want to bring that guy. So I'm reaching out to different
I know a person.
influencers
I
right
know a
now.
person that could probably bring you sponsors. Soft
Really?
local soft drinks. One's red, one's blue, and stuff like that.
Ooh, yes, that would be amazing. Yes.
I don't know.
So-
We'll have to talk to that person.
Yes. And I've also reached out to a couple of influencers on Instagram and everything.
DJ doesn't count because he's podcast.
Oh yeah, no, he's part of the podcast. So Lucio's part of it. Lucio says he purchased. I have no idea where he got the money. I don't want to
As a matter of
know.
fact, we still have that dirty money there.
Yeah,
around, though.
it conflicts with my
Integrity.
with my actual job descriptions on how he actually obtained that money. I just
Yeah. We'll leave it as such.
Yes. So I invite. I mean, if you guys have the chance, Monday, June 2nd,
Yeah, well,
7 o'clock.
Well, somebody will be there. We're gonna try to record it and put it out.
Yes.
Definitely.
All right. Well, then you heard it, guys. June 2nd. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. Less than 2 weeks. Between now and then, and a lot of preparations gonna go into it, a lot of planning. So make
Get
plans
excited.
for open house.
Get
guys.
excited, Laredo.
Yes.
Something new's coming your way.
You guys can, if anything, you guys can reach us on Facebook under Warrior Way Wrestling Academy,
Okay.
and on Instagram as well.
Instagram.
Okay,
Yes.
there you go. Warrior Way Wrestling. www.
WWE Wrestling Academy. That's all the academy.
www. I'm sorry.
Yes.
All right. Well, and thank you so much, man, for your
You're
time
welcome.
and for waiting here all this time. It's
Yeah.
3 hours of waiting. So
He probably has Lucia in the car waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the AC off. With the windows up.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah.
Bill's character. That's cool. I like that.
Bill's character gets you arrested.
Yes, but he's an adult, so it's on his. It's on his own.
It's not like he can't lower the window.
Exactly.
Well,
I think
can't.
he's the
Oh, he's like,
yeah.
no, I'm too tough that I can tough this out.
That's
Yeah.
it. I think that would be him.
Yeah.
It's like I bet, and that's the
This
only
is
way I get
nothing.
him there.
This is nothing. Put boiling water in here if you want. I don't care. Like that sounds.
I told him, and I go, I dare you. You can't stay in the vehicle with the windows rolled up
No security.
and not
here.
say anything.
Security has pictures of him here, so he's not allowed unless TJ
No.
says, yeah.
Yeah.
Let him in.
So, yeah. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
See you guys later.
bro.
Thank you and best of luck with the academy, and let us know whatever else you need from us.
We'll go.
Yeah, Laredo, again, something new's coming your way. Let's support it. All right. If anything, get out there, look at it, try it out. So if it's not for you or your kids, then walk away.
Yes.
But
Try it.
support, try it. Please try it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Alrighty. Well, guys, this has been our longest podcast. We had 4 guests today. Actually, 5.
Bye.
With Alan. So this is the longest we've done. It's awesome. It felt like it went by super fast. A lot of good conversations. We really appreciate the artists that performed. I mean, that takes a lot. You know, you're talking about, you know, singing and playing unplugged, your own music. Not only a cover, I'm talking about your own thought process. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Southman, anything you want to say on the way out?
Now, well, pretty much we want to thank everybody. We thank all the viewers. Please subscribe, like, and click on that little bell for that notification for the next episode. Episode 11 that's coming up next Thursday at 7 p.m. Again, it's the Big River Talks podcast on YouTube and soon to be out on Facebook as well. For more information, there is a Facebook page. Let us know. Give us your thoughts, comments. No BS, but the real thing. We are here improving everything that we can possible for your entertainment, for your viewing pleasure as well. So, and we thank everybody for tuning in and staying up with us. Thank you so much, TJ.
All right, Bojo, what you got?
I just want to say, Laredo, support each other. Whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is your neighbor's doing, support him, support her. And be honest. People say, well, what do you pray for? For peace? No, I pray for honesty. That's what I pray for. If you have honesty, you have everything else. If you're that, I'm not going to say it, but if you're that person that say, ay, ¿cómo me veo con este vestido? And you say, oh, you look wonderful. No, be honest. Tell them. Pero eso está mal envuelto. Go change. Go change. I always encourage you to wear that. You know, you're so old and you're still like relaxed. Let's just be honest, man. Don't be rude either. But let's be honest. And you know, Laredo, take care of yourselves. And until next week, God bless you guys.
All right, well, again, guys, I think this is probably one of the most fun podcasts we've had. We had some already, but today was really good. So I'm going to leave you on a quick note. A lot of times, you know, men get accused of stepping out of the relationship for whatever reason. And of course, it's easy to blame the person that does it. But let me tell you one thing. You know, this is what we called How to Lose a Guy in, what was it? 7 days, 10 days, whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah,
It's a
10
cheat
days.
day, I don't
Yeah.
know.
You know you saw it, though.
So rom-com.
So anyway, so you want to lose a man, ladies? Let me give you some advice. Keep on yelling. Keep on raising your voice at him. Keep on thinking that you're a strong, independent woman by talking your shit out loud, and you're gonna lose that guy. Even if he loves you, he's gonna want to get away from you.
And then they're complaining, there's no
Yeah.
good men.
Yes, exactly.
There's not enough men. No,
So-
because you're emasculating her.
Next week we'll make it fair. We'll talk about how men mess things up. Right now we'll talk about how women mess things up.
Isn't that like a series of podcasts?
Yeah, it could be.
Right?
And the second one, women crave love, men crave respect. All right, it's that simple. If you meet a guy and he's a certain way, the biggest mistake you can make is think that you're gonna change him. You're not gonna change anybody. You're not. Yeah.
Only her chances of staying with that.
Right. So disrespect, guys. You want that guy to start talking to somebody else? Because there's different forms of cheating. It's not just sexual. There's emotional. There's a lot of stuff. So you want to lose your guy? Disrespect him. Go ahead. Another way to do it is use any vulnerability that he opens up to you. Use it against him. Use it against him in a fight. He told you something in secret, in trusting you, and the minute that you fight with him, you're gonna throw it back at his face. He will never, ever tell you anything again. I promise you that. You don't believe me? Try it. And the last thing, I'm only gonna talk about 4. Okay? Keep on asking for shit above his abilities. Us men, our job is to provide you with security, with a home, with what you need, basic stuff. That's our job. Keep on asking me if I'm a janitor and you want me to buy you a fucking Mercedes. Don't do that. Support me and let me get better so that I can afford one for you. But don't demand shit. And I'm talking about how women make mistakes. Of course, we make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, a lot of times good men are pushed away because of the way their partners act.
Yep.
So wake the fuck up, respect your man, thank him. Think of it this way: Mother's Day, you could not find a fucking restaurant. Everybody took their moms out. Everybody. Father's Day, we got a fucking tie, and we get carne asada, but guess who fucking makes it? You do. What's the difference? What's the difference? You're telling me that a mother is better than a father? Is that right? Are you gonna fucking tell me that?
Well, give an appliance then.
Yeah, no shit. I'm serious. What makes a mother better than a father? And I'm talking about fathers that are involved, fathers that care about their kids. That's what I'm talking about.
Full title.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Look, we talk about equality. There is no equality. There is no equality. So I'm tired of hearing a bunch of support for certain, gender bullshit. You need to start taking care of your men. There's a lot of complaints that there's no good men out there anymore. I hear it all the time. You can't find a good man anymore. Well, guess what? Can't find a good woman anymore. Period. So in other words, you can't find anybody worth of quality for you to raise your children with or a family, if that's what you want. I'm just saying, be fair, be honest, be an adult, and take care of each other. That's all I'm saying. Like I said, we're talking about how to screw up something with a man. Next week, I'll be fair. And man, I only brought 4 up, man. I guess we can talk about 100 the next time. Because, another topic that I want to get into in the future is, a friend of mine and I, Shane Witcher, I don't think he's watching today, but former Marine and good friend of mine from the Army. We talked about, we haven't done it, but we had a project to write a book. And it was called The Castration of the American Male. Now, we had a title for it. And let me tell you what this was about. If you see all the shows, King of Queens, Everybody Loves Raymond, all these shows, who is the dumbass in the family? Who is the one everybody's all making fun of?
Whoever's watching this.
No. The characters. Who's the dumbass? The father is. If you notice, it doesn't matter what show. The father's always the dumb shit. And the mother knows everything all the time. She fixes everything.
Where's Al Bundy movie?
That's not reality. And what that does, it makes kids
think
that it's easy to disrespect their dads.
Yeah.
And no. Because if it wasn't for that old fart that's got the white hair and broken, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have shit. Most of the time. No, I'm not saying mom's not important. That's not what I'm saying. I'm focusing on the male.
But that's what it is.
Yeah, of course they're gonna say it.
They're gonna change.
But I'm not. But that's what I'm trying to explain. I'm not just saying that. It takes 2 to tango. It takes the male and the female.
Absolutely.
But it's got to be a balance. Take care of each other. If you found that right person, take care of them. Don't fight him or her. Go fight. You got enough fighting outside the house. Take care of each other because that's the only way you're gonna get through this thing, Prince called life, right? Which happens so fast. Right now Alan's here, looking all pretty with his black hair and shit. In 5 years, you're gonna start seeing some white hair. In 10 years, you're gonna need Viagra. I mean, it's life. It happens that way. That's why I don't talk shit about older guys because I'm headed there now, right? But it's okay. When I was young and dumb and full of
you got a phone call From
From
him.
who?
From him.
From yes. Take a
message.
message, please, from him. They do bring it over. You don't even know what it is. Anyway, guys, I'll get off my soapbox. I mean, that was just my message for
Hey,
the
just
day.
also, TJ, on Monday, man, it's Memorial Day.
Oh yeah,
I'll
so-
never forget.
So Memorial Day, guys, come on, you know, when you take the day off, guys, those of you that get the day off, and you celebrate, understand it's just like we're doing Christmas time. You know, remember the reason for the season. Well, remember the reason for the holiday. Well, what you know, understand what it means. There's a difference between Memorial Day, between Veterans Day, Independence Day. They're all different. They're all different. If you're not sure, look it up. Understand.
It's on the webpage.
Yeah, and when you see.
I even
Southman posted it.
Yes.
And when you see a veteran, guys, look, that's one thing. Laredo's not good at that. Laredo, it's you know, San Antonio is known as military town USA. Laredo is not. And I wish it
It was
was.
a cheeseman town.
Yeah, I wish Laredo would pay more respects to the veterans, to the you know, because. And I'm talking about me. I don't care. You know, I don't need that. But there's some veterans out there that need to be told. You know, thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifices, and rightly so. To me, I have the utmost respect for Vietnam vets. Those guys,
Oh, yeah. The real ones.
they went through a lot of shit, and you know, our war was different than theirs. Our war was very different. So my hats out to those veterans we're losing them every day. They're getting older, and then they're going to a better place. But for now, guys, that's all we have to say for this time. And like I said, I think we hit a record with 3.5 hours. So not bad, not bad at all. All
Keep watching, keep listening,
Yes.
keep chiming in, Laredo.
right. With that being said, guys, have a great one. Take care.